I guess. What up, D-Ro? How you doing? How are we doing today? Man, my Instagram on the computer is terrible. JP versus Micah is out. Mia, right? Jeremiah or something? I'll check that out. Today we got a different stream. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. So we're probably not gonna watch it today. But that the other, they don't. Yeah, today I got a ton of stuff to cover today. Hopefully we get up to it. What up, Sammy? Justin's here. Messed up your knee, need an MRI. Oh, damn. How long ago was that? Finally pulled up to a stream. Another Justin, 2 Justins here. Justinception, what's going on? One of you is an imposter. Jay Perk, what up? Finally early to a stream. What's good? What up, Eli? Been a minute. It's funny because BMO, what up? How we doing? It's funny that you guys are getting here so early because this is usually I stream at 11, but I had some stuff to take care of today, and this stream kind of just a random timing. So appreciate you guys getting here. Big stream today? Yeah, big stream, not in terms of long stream. I do want to have a very long stream one day this week. I don't know what day it's going to be, but like I want to cover a lot of games, but there's just so many topics and things to catch up on. So today is going to be a big stream in that regards. What up, Alvaros? Can't wait to hear your thoughts on everything. I can't wait to share my thoughts. Can't wait to chat it up. Ricardo's here. You're gonna tune into DMV versus Toronto. No, so today we're likely not going to watch any games. We're probably not going to watch any games today, just because we have a lot of other stuff to cover. But tomorrow we'll definitely have a lot of catching up to do. So tomorrow. But I'm also possibly gonna have another interview tomorrow. So yeah, don't worry. We're gonna get to all the games. We're gonna get to everything. I just may not be able to get to them all just today. Yoru, how we doing? Oh, I already said what's up, didn't I? Mapp, where you at? Mapp is here. Mapp is here, but we're just letting him set up and all that to get ready. Quick question. What up, Ricardo? Yeah, we got a few topics to cover, and honestly, just wherever the conversation goes, I love having these types of conversations with people that understand the space, just because, or whatever topic we're going to cover, these are the easiest like interview or conversations to have when people just they just know it, because then the conversation can just flow where it needs to. But sometimes when I'm interviewing people or having conversations with people, it's like pulling teeth. How do you get faster? I'm a small guard, but I'm a lot slower than other people. Okay, so for the rest of your life, this information can help you. If you want to get faster, if you want to jump higher, all it is a mathematical equation of how much force you can push into the ground, how much force you can push diagonally from the ground. That's it's force. It's how much force you can apply. So the stronger you are and how quickly you can apply that strength. So it's not just getting strong doing slow stuff. It's not just only trying to get fast twitch muscles. It's how strong can you be in a quick amount of time. So some people call that explosiveness. So you're really not building, you're not trying to just run fast. You're not trying to just get strong. You're trying to train in a way that is going to make you explosive. So to do that, you would just build up your squats, be able to squat. Once you're really good at being able to squat, be very intentional with how you squat. So you want to squat, maybe go down slow and then explode up. Go down slow, explode up. So you're building your explosiveness. Running stairs is a good way to build your conditioning while building your explosiveness rather than just running. If you just run long distance, it's not going to make you more explosive. Running stairs is a very explosive thing to do. So just training like that, training with that in mind. Hey there, partner. What up, Sammy? I thought you said partner. He said part-timer. Clowning me again all day, every day. Tricky been balling? Yeah, I can't wait to catch up on those games. Summit card is slightly underwhelming. We'll definitely talk about that today. Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about the Summit stuff today. What up, Dre? Mapp, can you hear me? I just sent you. You can't? Okay. I just haven't pulled you on stage is the only reason. So I can see your camera like in the waiting room. No, I can't yet. I can't hear you, but I can I can read your lips. But it says you're muted. But yeah, I won't be able to test it until I pull you on stage. But yeah, I was just reading chat and all that stuff first before. Monday is catching up day. Usually Monday is catching up day. Yes, but sometimes you got to pivot, right? Sometimes you got to pivot. It's because I've been putting off this interview with Mapp for like weeks. We've been meaning to get it done. So I'm just the day's available. We're gonna get it done today. The basketball games that are on YouTube, I can just catch up with those whenever. But whenever it's trying to schedule having conversations with real people, that's a little bit tougher to plan around. So we'll plan around that first, and then the games to catch up with, we can get to those when we get to them. This one-sided conversation with you and Mapp is so funny because we can only hear your end. Well, he's not even. It's because I'm in this app where there's a waiting room, so I can see his camera, and he's sitting there, but I have to add him to the stage so that he can talk and whatever. So I can't hear him either. You guys are essentially seeing what I'm seeing. But yeah, how was y'all's weekend? What do you guys think about just everything, the one-on-one space in general, where we're at? So obviously TNC Summit was announced. Even after this conversation with Mapp, I'm probably going to do a separate video or have a separate conversation about this. Just my overall thoughts on the summit, because I'm so torn. I'm so torn with how I feel about it. And I want to be able to get all those thoughts out there because everyone just keeps asking me. So I'd like it all to just be in a video and people can just go see. Doing it through Discord. So this app I'm using, this is StreamYard. So I typically stream through OBS, where I've got all my transitions and everything set up the way I like. But this is better for one-on-one conversations. What up, Fox? How we doing? I don't know what that means, Sammy. I feel very uncomfortable saying that. Thoughts on Knicks versus Sixers? I got no thoughts. They got waxed. I did not think the Knicks were going to sweep them, but there you go. What do you think? Hoping he got a shirt on. Mapp with 1P. Selling feet pics again. You're just confused on the whole concept. This is just another pay-per-view, and there are props. Yeah, so again, I want to wait to give my thoughts, but I might just start rambling like I do. Chilling your lame nerd ass out. You got work today, Fox? Means how's it going? Okay. I'll trust you. I'll trust you. I don't know what to think about the Summit. My initial thought is it's just a repackaged pay-per-view, but I don't know yet. Maybe it could be good. Wemby and physicality. Yeah, that was an interesting. I mean, and it's still, that game still went down to the wire. I don't know if the Timberwolves can beat the Spurs if Wemby plays the full game. I mean, obviously they've beat them once, but with Wemby. But I think the Spurs win this series. Just woke up. Wemby with the people's elbow. It's crazy too because everyone throws elbows like that. It's just the fact that he's 7'12" that elbow is like neck level. Neck level. Fox knows about that. Neck level. I don't think the Summit is focused on changing the pay-per-view aspect. I think they're more focused on bringing more games more consistently. So instead of every couple months, it's every couple weeks. That's what I keep hearing. So, I mean, Matt, I don't know what Mapp is doing. Mapp is trying to figure his setup out. So maybe I'll need to. Oh, okay, he's trying to get things sorted on his end. Okay, so while he's doing that, I might as well. Why do you know about that? It's an Aussie thing, right? What was it? Neck nominate? Is that what they called it? Where you get neck nominated, you got a neck a bottle of whatever. So I guess I'll go ahead and talk about it a little bit. I'll just give my brief overview. Neck minute. Yeah, that's what it is. Neck nominate, neck minute. Mapp just nervous. Yeah, super, super nervous for all. What do we have? 50 people in here. Yeah, so my initial thoughts, I'll be honest. My initial thoughts with the TNC Summit announcement, I was really frustrated. I don't like feeling manipulated, right? Like, just one more day, just one more day. I would much rather, and this is just me personally, I would rather people just say, hey, once we get it figured out, we'll announce. But the fact that they announced TNC 04 and then it ends up being Summit makes me think like, okay, that probably wasn't planned. And then the fact that the announcement got dragged a couple more days and then the matchups got dragged a couple more days, it just makes me, the whole time I'm like, okay, hopefully it works. Hopefully it just keeps me like wanting it. I'm like hesitating. All right, hopefully they got it figured out. If it all goes to plan, I think this is a very good thing. I think it's very good. I just didn't like the process of how we got there. So if this, like looking at the card by itself, and honestly, the decision, we spoke about this on stream however many days ago that was a week and a half ago, I think. And we said that like the biggest issue, like TNC did need to pivot, like just in the environment we were in with the types of games other platforms are having and just the overall look of the space, they've needed to pivot for a while. So the card is exactly the direction I think TNC needs to go. So what they ended up coming out with, I think it's very good. And I'm looking forward to it. And the main thing that I'm interested in with this card is what I've been speaking about. The games are all kind of like 50-50. The games make sense for both players. Both players in every match. I don't think there's one matchup that I look at and I'm like, this just doesn't make sense. They all make sense. All the matchups make sense. I don't think it really matters if any of the players lose these games. Obviously, if they go out there and like just play shitty and look terrible, that's not good. But if you're competitive and they're good games, and let's just say you lose by 3 or you win by 3, it's good for the person that wins. But I don't think these are bad games. Like I think if Moon loses to Keon, like it's not the end of the world. If Keon loses to Moon, it's like, well, that's expected. If Bejan beats Day, it's like, okay, that's a good win for Bejan. But if Day beats Bejan, it's like, damn, that's a good win for Day. That's the thing I'm most happy with this card. Now, the logistics and the business model part of it is where the other side of my brain goes. So if this is something they've been planning for a while, if this is something they've seen it all the way through and they have like a plan of how this is going to work going forward and also how it's going to work within the dynamics of the 3 platforms not working together. without the three, I've thought about this more and more over this weekend, but like this is definitely the right move for TNC, 100%. This is like, I finally have my faith is back. Like, okay, they pivoted, they figured it out. This is the right move for TNC. But then I'm like, oh, how does Ball is Life? How does OTD? How do the other platforms react to this? And I'm like, well, for one, I'm glad I'm not a platform owner, right? So TNC had to pivot, and they've had to come up with new ideas now because of what the scene looks like at the moment. But now Ball is Life OTD are going to see this, and it makes me think a couple things like, well, okay, if one of my players was going to play on another platform, like before I was having an event, like, oh, maybe I should give them a contract. Well, if more players get contracts and aren't allowed to play in these summit style games, does that impact TNC's model going forward with how many games they can offer or what type of matchups they can? So again, all of this to me is just like the business side of it that I'm thinking, but on paper, looking at the card, and as a fan, I mean, this can't be anything but good, right? I can't see a negative from a fan's perspective, but from a looking at sustainability or how this goes in the future, or how this gets the platforms to work together, I don't know. I don't know how that works out. But the good thing is I don't own a platform, and I can kind of just sit back. I can sit back and watch. How much money TNC brings in, they could probably afford to do that. Maybe. Scars team 3v3. Yeah, of course. We'll watch all those. We'll watch all those. They need that bread. What you mean by that? What's these new things they're doing? We'll talk about it. What up, Habib? So is the summit just community matchups to? So again, I don't know. In theory, I've heard what they are, but again, I've got to see it play out. I have to see it in practice. I have to see it happen before I'm able to give my thoughts on how it plays out. The idea of it is good, but the thing that bothers me, not that bothers me, the thing that gives me hesitation to like, oh, okay, new idea, this whole thing is going to work out, I got to just trust. The only reason is because to me, this is what I thought TNC League was originally. I thought TNC League was like we pay a membership, and then you get just like the not mid matchups, because that sounds condescending, but like the middle tier matchups, like a Day Reese, Day Bejan, Reese Cam, like those are like mid tier matchups, right? Whereas like a Moon and Rob is like, that's got to be pay per view. C4 Rob, a Moon DA, those have to be pay per view. Boog and Zoe, I think, is a pay per view game. Boog and Malik, Zoe Malik. So I think there's like pay per view games that are worth, a big pay per view card. But then I think there's these games in the middle that like we need to see, but they are really good players with established careers that should get paid for that game. It's not just a throwaway game. Moon versus Lat, for an example. So I thought TNC League was to give us those games to where the players are getting paid good money. We're paying to support this system to be able to see these games more often. And now like TNC League 1 and 2 were probably good, like 3. It would just kind of like, okay, it did really well. And then it kind of went away from that a bit. Now it's like, oh, we have Summit that's going to be on TNC League, and it's going to give you better matchups more often. And so I'm like, oh, wait, that's what TNC League was. So the idea is perfect. I like the idea. My hesitation, like I said, just goes to how it works in practice. But if they can pull it off, they can get it to work. This is nothing but good for the fans. Only way this goes bad is, like you said, if they can't get new desirable matchups due to contracts. So if the matchups dry up, if players, if let's say you're just getting one every month, well, then it's like, okay, then it's just like what we had in the past, like a live event and then your season matchups as well. Or let's just say a player goes on a hot streak and then they go, hey, let's hold this player back from playing Summit games so we can build them up for a pay-per-view. Then it's like, well, now we just ended right back up to square one. We just full circled back to the way things were going on before. So again, it's up to TNC now. Is this sustainable? Can you guys keep that track of like the basketball will take care of itself? The basketball will take care of itself. It'll build the storylines, get the matchups, play the games. Like, don't build them over a long period. If you can do that, if they keep that track, because that is just the way that the industry is at the moment. If they keep doing that, like, this is good. This is great for the fans. probably one of the rare people who got my name right the first time. Weren't we saying this is to make the players be responsible, like they ducking if they don't agree? I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I like there's 1,000 reasons. There's 1,000 reasons why a matchup won't happen. To just say it's on the players, like, no, it could be on the platform not making a reasonable offer. It could be the timing. What if a player has an overseas offer? What if they have family stuff going on? What if they're just out of shape and it's not a good time for the matchup? What if they're injured? There's 1,000 reasons for a matchup not to happen. To just say, well, we offered the game, it's on the players. I didn't like that. I think they can reword that to where it's, because I know how the fans take that. The fans are like, oh, he's ducking because he ain't playing. This guy's ducking. They're scared. That's the toxic side of the one-on-one space that we need less of. The summit is an additional $20, $10 if you have TNC League, and it's going to be every couple of weeks, which adds up 100%. So again, this isn't solving the problems that I don't think it's directly solving the problems they're saying it's going to solve, but they're saying they're going to solve these problems. So that's why I said, in theory, I love this idea. This idea is perfect. In practice, I don't see how it's going to work. So I have to wait and see. It's like, I just have to be charitable and just be like, hey, they said it's going to happen. I'll wait and see. And you got to, sometimes you just got to trust, use the force, you got to go by faith. They need more money. Bro, what? I'm TNC League member. I thought if you had the membership, you get it. That's what I mean. How they work that out, I'm sure they've thought about it. However they work that out is going to be interesting. If somebody is sustainable, they will take over. I don't know. How long do you guys have to tell me that this is how the world works? This is what we're going to see. TNC is going to do something good. Then they're going to be like, okay, it's getting stale for a bit, but then OTD is going to do something. Then they get stale, and then they got to pick. This is just how it's going to work. Platforms are going to keep leapfrogging each other. That's what competition does. What up, Drew? It doesn't fix the oversaturation in pay-per-views like they say is the issue. I agree. So it's 50% off if you have League. Hey, Mapp, is your stuff ready? Are you ready to hop on stream? You good? All right. Give me like 1 minute. I'll just get caught up on chat. Not gonna lie, I don't like that. We would at least get some of the games if we were already members. Maybe, but so that's my thing. Will people stay signed to TNC League if they're not getting specific TNC League stuff? Then will YouTube members start feeling left out if they're not getting YouTube stuff? Then, so that's the part where I'm like, look, there's a lot of moving pieces. There's a lot of things that have to work. I do think this is probably something they wanted to go to in the future anyways, but just we're building up to it. And I think it just like they've kind of been forced to just do something. Sometimes you got to just dive in and figure it out as you go. So if they can figure out how all the moving pieces fit together, this could be very good. Feels kind of scamish. I wouldn't say that. Again, like I said, you got to be charitable. See how it works in practice first. People don't duck as much as people think. That's what I've been saying. If you talk to the players in person, more often than not, they're happy to play. Lost my faith in the deep game video. Everyone's a scammer now. It's basically $20 either way. It's just more about how you want to spend it. Basically $20 is different than $20. As a consumer, as someone that buys things, if you tell me like, hey, $10 a month with YouTube Premium, you get no ads, you get this, you get this. I know what I'm buying. But if you go, hey, for about $10 a month, some months maybe 15, you'll get like no ads, and sometimes you'll get, once you start doing that, people are like, I'm not paying for YouTube Premium. How Sky presents his business stuff to his customers. Not gonna lie, the summit idea, but not something I'm purchasing until I'll play. Yeah, I think most people will do that. They'll probably just wait and see first. Coach Carlos Boozer. I got to get my little Sharpie to draw my hairline on. Yeah. Why do people think it's a scam when TNC has the cheapest subscription? $11 a month. Can't please everyone, but you can please some. Well, I understand. You can understand why people are saying it. I don't think it's a scam. But I understand why people feel that way. Because, like I said, if you're paying $11 for a subscription, you kind of expect that gives you the thing. But if you're paying for a subscription and it says to get this other thing, you got to pay more. Well, you're not paying. It doesn't cost $11 a month. It costs whatever it costs plus the other thing. It's $20. It costs the same as the other the other memberships. Yeah, that's what Castro just said right there. As a consumer, you have to understand, as someone that understands business, you have to understand that's how customers feel, right? Now me, I'm rich, so I just pay for everything and I don't care. Mapp, you ready? I'll bring you on. You're muted.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. Extra loud.
Good. What's up, Cole?
Man? Chilling.
Been like a week of, trying to get with you.
Yeah, you finally got your setup and everything working?
Almost. I need the frames on the wall, a couple lights, make it look good.
I got you, man. I thought you already had everything. Did you move? Did you move your setup?
Nah, we had to. I don't know if you've seen the vlog that we did. We got the new house, so we had to redo like everything, bro. It cost so much, so I couldn't get to the room I wanted to get to till now.
That's all right. Not everyone can have jerseys and everything set up with the lights in the back and the little basketball goal over here, like the little court carpet. Not everybody can. Yeah, a basketball. It's not even real basketball,
bro. That's a basketball I stole from Kyrie Irving and got signed by J.R. Smith. All right.
How convenient. Signed by J.R. Smith, stole from Kyrie Irving. Okay. Where I haven't heard that before. Well, we've been trying to catch up for freaking weeks, months, really. It's like we talk every day, but we can't get on for an interview.
I know. It's drip fault.
Always has been. All right, so there's a lot to cover. I obviously have a lot of questions that just want to ask you in general, but maybe we just talk about the scene, talk about some of the stuff, and just see how far we're getting through with stuff, and then because people are going to have questions in the chat and all that sort of stuff. So then maybe we just go through that a little bit later on. You cool with that?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Do you want to start with Summit first? We were kind of talking about Summit, so I'm happy to talk about that if you want to talk about that first.
Yeah. Do you like it?
So initial reaction, when I've just looking at just the matchups, if I only look at the matchups and the card, I love it. I love it. Only looking at the matchups and the card.
But
as I was saying on stream, the issue I had with it is because we were built up so much on what was going to happen. TNC 04, it's the biggest thing ever. Then it kind of went to Summit, or we got this big announcement, and then the announcement was made, and then the matchups happened after. I feel like I planned out in my head 4 different times what was happening, and seeing it's going to be Rob versus Moon. It's going to be DA. I'm thinking all these matchups that are going to happen to then get this card. I'm like, well, okay, it's underwhelming because of what I thought we were going to get. So the way it was presented, the way it was sold, I think that was a real fumble. But understanding this is what I've been asking TNC to do for a while. You got to pivot. You got to play the games. You can't avoid playing the matchups, can't avoid playing the game. So I think this is a step in the right direction. So when I look at it from, do I like these games? Am I going to watch them? Am I going to enjoy them? Yeah, I think I'm going to watch every single one. I think I'll enjoy every single one. I think this is a good card. When I look at, damn, there's no Rob, it's okay, that's kind of disappointing. Or there's no, there's a bunch of C4s and the BJs, all that. There's all these players I want to see, but there's obviously good reasons for not having them. So looking at it in a vacuum by itself, I like it. Whenever I start thinking about all the moving pieces around it, that's what gives me the doubt. But again, I know I'm a person that overthinks things and tries to look at it from different angles. So that's my initial thoughts. What about yours?
I think that we all know Rob hurt, Moon hurt, C4 overseas, BJ overseas. And then you look at the OTD Elite and the Ballers Life in New York. I mean, North Carolina, it's I guess people are expecting it to be up there. But because it's after, it's those players playing. So, yeah, it's a good card, though. I think if those two weren't after it, people would be more hyped but
Yeah.
kind of a letdown. And they took so long to announce it. It just had everybody like, what's going on? What's going on? So
Yeah. Like so someone in the comments said Rob is injured. And again, this is why, like, I'm not dumb, not a dummy. I obviously know Rob is injured. But what I'm saying is if I'm putting as a business, if I'm putting something together and my best player is injured and two of my other best players are away, I'm like, oh, maybe I do it a different time. But if you've already announced it and you've said like, hey, I've got to do this card, I've got to do this now, plus they're doing 2 events, then that's what we're saying. It feels rushed. It feels rushed. So as a fan, you kind of go into it thinking like, this isn't as good as it's supposed to be. Even if let's just say this is what was planned from 3 months ago. But as a fan, you're like, we're not really getting what we were supposed to get. So yeah. I think that's the feeling. Like I said, the moving parts, the pieces around it, when I think about everything else, that's what gives me the hesitation. But looking at the card itself, I'll see if I can pull this up as well. Looking at the card by itself, yeah, I think it's good. And I think this is the direction that TNC's needed to go. And I'm interested to see what are your thoughts? Like, how does this work with Ball is Life, with OTD? Like, how do you think this works going forward? Because I don't think this changes the landscape. I think it just changes the landscape for TNC. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that's their goal, though. They're not worried about nobody else. But I think they are good at building up storylines, and this kind of limits the storylines in a way. So, but Scotty's smart though. Scotty got a big plan. We just gonna have to see, bro. Like we really just got to see because it's not. I mean, yeah, it's new. It's not new. It's new for them. But if this gets them crossover games, like it's getting us crossover games, then I think it's better for the players, which is the only thing I really care about. I mean, like the fans too, because the fans get to eat. But
yeah,
if the players get more matchups within the big three, like I think that's bigger because they get more money. Like going to having fun at the underground joints is good. It no longer really builds their fan base, but it's fun for them. But imagine they could go to TNC Balls Like OTD in 1 month. I don't see a better world for them than that.
Yeah, and so this is what I was saying. How does this work together with the other platforms? Because again, if I'm just trying to think, if I were trying to put myself in, again, I'll try to address this comment. Why don't we just take the event at face value instead of trying to think of the potential negatives? I wish that's how the world worked, but I like to think about things and have conversations. The reason I think about both sides of things is because it's like that, see the world for what it is, not what you want it to be, So I'm just saying what happened, why I feel the way I feel about it, and why a lot of fans feel the way they feel about it too. Help people work through their emotions, all that stuff, so it doesn't get toxic. Anyways, when I think about how Ball is Life will react, when I think about how OTD will react, if I were to guess, what are some bad things that could happen from this? I say bad thing. What are some things that could hurt this? Imagine they just go, hey, we got to put more players on contract. So if more players go on a contract, does that hinder? Because that's what TNC did when this last happened, right? Whenever other platforms started putting on events, TNC put more players under contract. So if I'm trying to look ahead and trying to guess, like, how do I see this happening? I think that'll probably happen. Now, does that impact the summit? Does that hurt it at all or hurt this going forward? So those are a lot of things that we'll have to see unfold that I'm interested in. But like I said, on paper, if this can happen, let's just say players of all platforms can just play summit games. Let's say they can go once or twice a month, and then they can also play in their platform that they usually play on. This could build a more full-time, like this could make full-time 1v1 YouTube for a lot more players. Now, again, I think that the platforms have to work together somehow. And that doesn't mean they have to be friends and high five and whatever, but it's like putting events on the same days as other platforms is forcing the players to have to make decisions. It's forcing players to not get to do both. So even if the platforms don't agree or they want to do their own thing, they need to have that ability to go play on a OTD, go play on a Ball is Life, then go play on a TNC. So if that's not happening because the platforms are too busy competing, I do think that does hurt the space in the long run, or slows down the growth, and that's kind of where we've been, I think, for the last, I don't know how long. What do you think?
Yeah, but luckily summer's here, so we're about to have a lot of pros outside, which I think is going to bring new eyes. You know, they got the summer league joint about to happen, and then summer jam, if we can still call it summer jam, right after that. So as long as they don't sign more people just to not let them play, I think it's good. But knowing AK and Davo, they're not gonna do that. Like,
Yeah,
of course, there's certain games they're not gonna let happen. Certain games TNC not gonna let happen. But that's just the way it's always gonna be. Like, because certain platforms build certain storylines. You're not just about to take the game.
yeah. Yeah, and by the way, this is just me thinking out loud. I have no insider information for anyone that thinks I'm speaking for AK or Davo. This is me trying to think, like, I guess trying to think of all the, I do this with everything. I try to think of like worst case scenario. Let's think of best case scenario. What's likely going to happen is probably somewhere in the middle. So I always try to think, like, what's the worst thing that can happen? What's the best thing that can happen? And it helps me like navigate the space a little bit better. So yeah, I agree. So overall, I like this event. Did you want to talk about the matchups at all? Did you want to briefly go through them, or?
Yeah, we can.
Moon Keon. What do you think?
Yeah, I know I love Moon. But if Keon wins, things gonna change. He's instantly moving up to at least 11 or 10, and then he beats who he played next? Scar on OTD.
Yeah, he got a few. Scar, and I think there's one more too, right?
Regardless, he beats Moon, he beats Scar, he's going to at least 9 or 8.
Yeah, he's
for sure going above.
Undefeated, right?
You dang right. They'll be undefeated. So he's going above everybody. He might be right below. He might go above Lamar for some people. You know, people like to hate Lamar. So he's going above Keem. He's going above C4. He's going
he'll be above all of them. Yeah. He's going right behind Kel and Bruce.
People gonna put him above Bruce because.
And also, did he play Kel?
He beat the fuck out of Kel, right?
If Keon wins both of these, he might go to number 7.
That's what I'm saying.
He really might go to 7.
Might be 7 or 8. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. His first game I ever seen was when he belted Kel.
Yeah, and I know people will say injury, whatever, but we can't
Bro, no, because Kel was tough.
You play the games.
Like Kel was looking tough. So
yeah, I think he goes top 7.
Top 7. Yeah, bro, he's gonna be 7.
And I think Moon wins this just because like I've seen this story way too many times before. But Keon definitely has the explosive firepower to beat Moon. Like one of Moon's weaknesses is he can just go a long period of time without scoring. He like lulls people to sleep thinking like he's not going to score 30 points. And then he'll score like 10 points in a row. Exactly. But Keon, that's kind of Keon's brand, is to just randomly score 12 in a row. And I'm like, so if Moon is going through a dead period while Keon goes on a run, that could be very dangerous. So I think this is a good game. I also think this is one of those games that I think this game was going to happen. This game was going to have to happen. And so the fact that it can happen on Summit, I think this game is probably like the best advertisement for what the Summit can be for TNC. Yeah. Because for whatever reason, this game hasn't happened yet. For whatever reason, but the fact that it is happening, it's like, you know what? Maybe this is what it takes for TNC to get these types of matchups. Because it's not it's not the most important matchup on TNC, but it's one that people really want to see. And these are the games that really need to happen more often. So
And
yeah, I think this is
the rankings too.
Yeah. So I think this is a very good game, and I would like to see these types of games more often. Cam Reese. A lot of people were hating on this game.
I mean,
saying like it's not an exciting game. I think this is I think every single one of these games on this card makes sense. This game makes perfect sense to me.
I just hate it for Cam because I was a big Cam fan, but he moved down so much. And now he needs games like this for people to be like, oh, he's still the same person, but he wins. It don't do shit for him because Reese ain't done nothing yet. No,
well, I feel like it does only because Reese is now outside. So because Cam's not playing a lot of games,
exactly.
If you beat someone who is playing a lot of games, everyone's gonna be like, oh, well, Cam would have won all those games then that Reese was playing. So I think the better that Reese plays, obviously this summer, it's going to reflect well on Cam if Cam can get this win. Yeah. But you are right. If Reese comes in and beats Cam, it's not unless this summit really does happen every 2-3 weeks and Cam can play on it every 2-3 weeks.
Because if he wins, though, I don't think if he loses, he comes back the next time.
Oh, so do you think this is
based could be wrong? I think it's based off wins. So like the small guard game, whoever wins that gets Malik next time.
If it's based on having to win, I hope not, because I think that just restrains the type of matchups they can do. I feel like sometimes if a matchup makes sense, it just makes sense. It shouldn't be based off don't want to tie your hands on like, well, you have to win last week to be able to play on the next one. Because I also don't think there's a lot of players that will buy into playing over the course of 2 months straight, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's a very specific type of player that would do that. So I hope that's not the case. But yeah, I think this is a good game for both. And again, these are the type of matchups that I thought TNC League was. I thought TNC League was for this type of like, oh, those are two good players. Let's watch them play. They're not real pay-per-view. It's not a pay-per-view matchup, but it's two good players. So the fact that we're getting it on the summit, I'm like, okay, this feels like what TNC League was meant to be.
Yeah, but the people who got TNC League don't like that it's separate either.
And we were kind of talking about that. I guess that's something we can dive into right after this if you want. Scar Inu.
I got a Scar. It don't move the needle for Scar to win, but if he loses, then you already know that name tag.
Same old Scar. Same old Scar.
career starter.
Like, yeah.
It's gonna be hard for him to kick that if he loses this, but I think if he wins this, then he has confidence going into Reese, and if he wins Reese, then we're talking, because he got Keon after that. Did you see the post TNC just made?
Was that like 4-0? Or if he goes 4-0, was that mean?
4-0, we got to talk. But like, say Keon beats Moon, and then Scar beats Keon. Now it's like, all right, now we're talking.
Yeah, I do think like this is what the Summit card does. It just TNC is coming to the table now with doing these types of games that, again, Scar versus Inu, it's not like it doesn't move the needle. I said this, it doesn't move the needle by itself. The Cam versus Reese, it does not move the needle by itself. Bejan and Day doesn't move the needle by itself. But these games are important games that have to happen because what it means for future matchups and future games. So I do think that's where we've been missing that third platform to be doing these types of games. So I think you're exactly right. This game doesn't really mean a lot by itself. If Inu wins, like, I don't think people are like, oh, he's the best player ever now. And if Scar wins, like, yeah, he was supposed to win. But what it does mean is Scar will be on a generational run if he can get those other 3 wins.
Exactly.
Boogzo.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Is this a pay-per-view matchup to you?
Is it pay-per-view?
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like if this were on TNC 04 pay-per-view, I'd be like, yeah, makes sense.
yeah,
I still think Malik deserves it, but this makes sense to me. I think this is a pay-per-view matchup.
yeah. I don't know how to feel about how Pep almost beat Zoe, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I can't wait though. I think it's gonna be a good game. I
This is
think it's
probably the
gonna
one,
be a great game.
oddly enough, this is probably the one I'm most excited for.
Yeah, actually, well, I think Moon and Keon is just that's gonna be beautiful basketball. But this actually changes things like overall for the
Yeah,
small guards because Zoe is up 1-0, right?
yeah, but Boog been killing everybody.
Exactly. Bug been cooking
Beat
all the
Terry,
small guards.
which is like a good game to have on your resume.
It is, especially as a small guard.
Yeah, yep. I think this is probably going to be the most exciting game, and it actually, like, again, it means something for the space. This game by itself, people will have like,
this game by itself changes stuff.
yeah. Whereas the other games need more storylines, need other games to happen to build them up a bit more, which is fine and still necessary. But I think this game will just tell it a lot of the story by itself.
Yeah.
Who you got? Who you think wins this?
I got Bug.
I'm gonna say Boog, just because it's hard to beat somebody, twice in a row. But
yeah.
damn,
And
either one, either one.
yeah.
All these games, by the way, the reason I haven't really given predictions is because the space is finally moving to where I wanted it to, where it's like, oh, the games are pretty 50-50. It wouldn't surprise, like, check up. That's how we find out who's supposed to win, check up. Whereas I think in the past, there's been a lot of 70-30 games. They're supposed to go a specific way. But I feel like these on this card are so even that, yeah, it's perfect. It's what I wanted. Day Bejan. To me, this one's a tale as old as time. Day, I think it's actually up to Day whether he wins or loses. But I literally say this every Day game. Like, he's athletic. I think he can win the athleticism battle with most people. He can get downhill. He can finish at the basket. He can shoot the mid-range. He can play really good defense. But for whatever reason, he falls in love with like trying to outskill the person. And I think Bejan is the last person you want to try to outskill, because like if he hits one, like you saw it in Toronto, but geez, if he hits one, like he can miss and he can look so bad for like 2-3 possessions in a row, and then he just hits one shot that he wasn't supposed to make, and then he rattles off 12 points. And once he sees a three go in, like I don't know how you guard him. So if Day is willing to just shoot threes and not force Bejan to guard him every play, I just don't know how. I just don't think he can outshoot Bejan, and he tries to outshoot most people he plays.
Yeah, he's not outshooting him, but I feel away because this is the only game without a prize pool. I don't like that.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't know if that was like a typo, but 5K prize for all of them except for that one.
Except the crossover game.
So when someone asked me earlier, why are we always trying to look at the negatives? No, it's not trying to look at the negatives, but it's more so if someone says to me, hey, players are going to come play for a price, so you get your appearance fee. Then when you win, you also get 5K. I look at that and go, as a player, shoot, if I think I can win these games, that's some good money. If I can win 2 or 3 of these summits in a year, that's pretty good money. That's about 20 grand.
Exactly.
It's about 20 grand over the course of a year. That's really good money. But if they only give you an appearance fee some of the time, I think that changes it drastically, because if you can play those same 3 games and you walk away with 7 grand. So again, looking from the business side of it, and I look at the long-term side of it, I hope it is a sustainable model that you do get the Bejans every time. You do get the Days. You do get that level of player, because they're like, shoot, this could be 20 grand in 3 games. But 7 grand in 3 games just sounds completely different. And I know for a lot of players, they'll just be like, well, I'll just keep playing where I'm playing for that price. So that's the only reason we look at that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but overall, I love the game though. I'm glad Bejan accepted it, even
Yep.
though he's not signed right now. But I'm glad he got to do this before he got signed anywhere.
And he's one of those players that needs to build up as many games as possible.
Exactly. Like
So
when he called me about it, I was like, bro, go, bro, because win or lose, like you're getting that fan base to watch you play. Because some of them probably never seen him play because they just hate balls like OTD. But he's
yeah.
coming over here. Now they on his page, now they seeing
Yep.
who he is. I'm sure this post got a lot of views. So it's like it's just big. It's big for him. Like for Day, it's just another day. Like
Yep.
I don't think winning this moves him up or anything because he has lost too much. But for Bijan, it's big, and for TNC, I think it's big to be like, oh, crossover. Like, okay, so next summit they get somebody else. And I was like, okay, now everybody's working together.
Yeah. So I wanted to address this comment. So yeah, bro says Bijan has to deal with Day running at him, and Day is going to guard hard every possession. I agree. Again, this is like an on paper that sounds good, but that's my issue with Day. He's one of my favorite players, but he refuses to just run at someone for 30 points straight. And I think if he did that, I think he would win far more games. I've just seen him go into these lulls for whatever reason where he's like, I missed a three, but I know I can hit it. So let me prove that I can make it. Whereas I've seen Zay have the same moment of shooting it and missing it and going, I know I can make that. And then look at his corner and they're like, no, downhill, downhill. Don't stop. Don't prove to anyone anything. You go downhill for 30 points and he can't beat you. So I think once Day gets that mentality, I agree. That's what he needs to do against Bejan is just get downhill and force him to guard because then it's in Day's favor. But if he lets him hang around and turns it into a shooting contest, I don't like that.
Yeah.
And that's
Perk said Bijan play anybody who plays defense like Day. Perk, you gotta leave Bijan alone.
Yeah.
You gotta pack it up.
Well, Bejan has because I think Day just plays really good, solid defense, like professional defense. But Bijan's a pro. Like he played overseas, like he's used to that.
Yeah.
Now, for 30 points, yeah, that's a little different, but that's where Bejan has been getting better, and he's been getting in better shape. So
we've seen the Fonzie game.
Yeah, it only matters if Day also applies that on offense. If he forces Bejan to guard him for 30 points and then is willing to defend him for 30 points, I do think that's in Day's favor. I completely agree. It's just, is Day willing to do it? So, again, it's another 50-50 game, but I think it's, I've said this for almost every Day game that I can remember in the past year where I'm like, man, it is up to him if he wins or lose. It's his game plan. He's just got to have a better game plan going in because skill-wise, athleticism, defense-wise, like I think he's far better than what his record shows.
Yeah.
All right, so that's all on there. Was there any points that we wanted to? So one of the things that people was bringing up was TNC League being a separate price to the summits, and then sometimes there's going to be 2 to 3 in a month, and then sometimes this is the part I was talking about earlier. It's not looking for negatives. It's just pointing out that there's still a lot of moving pieces that have to make this thing work. And this is on TNC, and this is not on me because I'm not a platform owner. So for me as a fan, I hope it works. And if it works, it also puts a lot of pressure on Ball is Life OTD to keep also be like, okay, now we got to up our game. So for me as a fan, I want to see it. But if they can get those moving pieces to work all together and this is sustainable, then I do think this becomes like, okay, TNC has a thing now because TNC's thing before was production. And I feel like everyone's caught up with the production. So TNC, if this is their thing now, hey, we've got Summit. We've got a live event every 2 to 3 weeks. We can give you B tier matchups every 2 to 3 weeks. And sometimes you get an A tier in there. We can give you this every 2 to 3 weeks. That's their thing now. Ball is Life at the moment has the team game wrapped up. The 3v3s, like there's no one close, no one close to Ball is Life. Ball is Life has that. OTD just has the top tier matchups. So it's like they all three kind of have their thing and have their lane. And this to me is the ideal situation for the space. All three platforms having their thing that they're like the best at. I was having a conversation with someone the other day. I do think Summit, one thing it kind of throws a wrench in for the smaller platforms. I think it's going to take all those good games from the smaller platforms. So rather than Bejan and Day needing to go play it like TSF, they can get that game on the Summit. It's going to be good production. You know what money you're going to get, and you know what facility, like you just know what it's going to be. So I do think the Summit actually, I don't think it disrupts the space for like the three larger platforms. I think it disrupts it for the smaller ones, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I think the smaller platforms are supposed to have, they're not supposed to be trying to do big matchups. It was just necessary because they weren't happening elsewhere. But I think what the Summit does is takes all those from the smaller platforms. Smaller platforms, build up your own players. Don't go try to get these bigger players. Like now TNC is doing it. You can't really compete with that. So I think that's something that's going to happen that a lot of people haven't really looked at or talked about. I haven't heard anyone else talking about that. So that'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point. Especially because like, you know, like Pep spent all that money on his event. Some of those games could happen on the Summit. Like imagine the Moon versus Dang.
That game's a Summit game.
That's a Summit game. Like, it's gonna be different for the smaller platforms, but the smaller platforms don't need to be doing these big games all the time, like, because it's just a cash cow, bro. You know how much these players charging now.
Like, and the only reason it would be worth it to do it is if you really do get your return on investment. And I don't think most platforms are set up to get a return on. They're not set up to capitalize on getting these big matchups. So again, I think TNC steals all those with this, with their Summit, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it put the focus back on developing your own players and building them up so they can go to the Summit.
Yeah, exactly.
And then win a few games on the Summit, and then OTD is like, hey, we got a pay-per-view for it. You know what I mean? Exactly. So I think this can work together, but the platforms, the three bigger platforms have to work together. They don't have to be friends. They don't have to, hey, let's collab, but they do have to understand, like if TNC does an event on the 16th, then it's like, okay, OTD, don't do an event on the 16th. It just doesn't make sense. Because there's players that can't do both, and it forces the players to make decisions. Now it kind of hurts both of you.
Yeah, did you see that Frigga story about doing some stream on the 30th?
Again, because I haven't seen the full announcement. I don't know what it is. Like, I want to be charitable, and I want to say, like, oh, maybe he didn't know, but I'm like, there's no way you don't know OTD's doing an event on that day. And so this is the part of, so when Bro was asking, like, why do we always look at the negatives? It's like, because I know how people are. I know how people are. And it's like, I don't want to think in my head, oh, everything's perfect now. TNC figured out their thing. Now OTD, Ball's Life, everyone's all happy. No, I know there's going to be backlash. I know there's going to be negative. So it's like, I like to think those out ahead of time so that when they happen, we already know how to navigate. Like, it's not a surprise. So with Frigga doing his thing on the 30th, I hope maybe he'll change it to the 31st, or maybe it's just like a fun thing for kids or a different audience or whatever. But if he does that, then obviously Davo's going to see that and be like, oh, okay, so you're doing events on the same day I'm doing events. Well, next time y'all have an event, I'm going to call my play. Like, once it happens, that it's like the fans lose on that.
Yeah, we know Davo loves a petty game, and he gonna win that motherfucker. he is gonna win the petty game. So it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yep. All right. So you know far more about this one than me. Proving Grounds, North Carolina.
Trey and Body Bag can't come because Trey got signed again. So we gotta replace Alabama with a different team, but the new team, it's gonna be a good team. Yeah. And without saying too much, never mind. But yeah, it's gonna be a good team.
Don't want to get fired on your day off.
Yeah. Oh wait, nah, we work it every day, baby. Yeah, every day.
So
We wanted this to be likes versus crime,
that would have been good.
but likes couldn't make it. So it's Dom versus crime. But I think likes and crime would have been a banger.
Yeah, that would have been a really good game. Really good game for Chris to like find
Yeah,
his feet in the ones.
exactly. Because
But
Dom
also,
don't get nothing from this, but
yeah, but Crime's had some. He's had some good games, and he's
yeah.
fun to watch at times too. So that would have been a fun one to watch.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a fun one. I got Dom in this just because I've seen Crime play, and I've seen him get hot at times. But I think the way that Dom plays, I've never seen Crime have a good game against someone who just will drive downhill and be physical.
Yeah.
And
And
so
Dom,
that's
just
gonna be
Dom
tough.
get back game. So hopefully,
Yeah,
I just need Dom to add a bag to it. Like if he can get that bag work, because during the Malik game, anytime he tried to get in his bag, he fumbled the ball, and I was like, bruh.
yeah.
I was
When
just,
you're
bruh.
when you're not bigger, stronger, faster, how can you create space? And that's what he needs to be practicing now, because there's the small guard category, as we've seen, like they're leveling it up every every month or so. So
Yeah.
got to keep adding.
Because honestly, this is a small guard scene. Like if we're being honest.
Yeah, I agree.
Somebody said, "How tall is Dom?" I have the thing.
He's not.
He's not.
he's not. He gotta be 5'8", right?
Dominique Alexander, 5'8", 160.
Yeah, you gotta be 5'8".
No, Sammy, everybody thinks Dom is overhyped. That's why losing to Malik was bad.
Yeah, it's fair. Again, everyone's like, why does everyone always think the worst? This is why I think the worst. If Dom loses to Malik, what happens? Yeah, everyone thinks he's trash. I still don't think Dom's that bad. He just is not used to playing against Malik's. He's not used to playing against guys like that. He's usually bigger, stronger, faster. When you're bigger, stronger, faster, you can get lazy with habits. But then you play someone like Malik, who's actually used to playing bigger players, stronger players. And you look at the shots that Malik makes, they're really tough, crazy shots. But it's like, yeah, because he's used to doing that. He has to, Jerome Randall. You watch Jerome Randall play and he makes crazy shots, and people are like, how does he make those? It's like he has to. He's 5'8". He has to. He's just used to doing it. Whereas Dom, he's played small guards. He hasn't had to. We haven't seen him have to do that. Then he played Zay, and he didn't have like something else to go to. And it's like that's why you actually just need to play players that are taller, faster, stronger, and learn how to get. It bothered Scoob against Jonathan Simmons. Scoob was getting shots he normally makes, but it's like, man, it's a little bit different shooting over 6'6", outstretched arm, like pretty athletic guy.
Right.
That's used to be, that's a good defender. So yeah, when players get used to playing like their height or whatever, when you play someone like taller or stronger or whatever, it's like a shock to the system. All right, Sim and Pat. This is actually a good. I know people hate on Pat. I don't care if he finishes games. He's must-see TV. If he finishes games, he's must-see TV. When he don't finish games, obviously it's a huge letdown. But Sim showed me some stuff in that last in the battlegrounds in Toronto. He's fun to watch, man.
Isn't Pat left-handed?
Yeah.
So it's two lefties are going at it too.
And Pat refuses to go right.
Yeah. So does Sim.
So they're gonna wear down that left side of the floor.
Exactly. So whoever hits more shots on the right side, I think is gonna win. But after seeing Pat in person last couple times, he as long as he can stay in his groove, I think he'll be good.
You talking about Pat?
Yeah, Pat. But we put this together because they both gonna be screaming at each other, and that's what we need. Honestly.
But also, it's because Pat's gonna do like if they do well, he'll do the team battlegrounds, right?
I mean, it depends because we pick like everybody from North Carolina. We put them in a like group, and then me, Dev, AK, Bionic, And you know, like all the camera crew, like we get together and we decide the teams together.
Yeah.
So just depends on best
Because
performances. But
again, this is one of those things. I think a lot of people don't understand it. I know you've seen Pat play in person. I promise you, when you watch him on camera, I understand why people hate on him or whatever. But he's very skilled. He's very good, especially in team settings. Like he's elite in team settings. It's just like for whatever reason, it just does not. It doesn't pan out in a ones game. So if he does well and gets on a team setting, like because the reason I'm saying this, people in the chat being like, "Why Pat? Why Pat?" I'm like, because he's still a good player, and especially if he can get on a team. Yeah, he's a very good team setting player.
But the only thing is, like, they have Rob and Reese. So are they gonna want somebody small, or are they gonna want somebody big?
Yeah, and now because the games matter, the games
Yes,
really matter. It's like you're not just
exactly.
picking friends. Like you
Yeah,
gotta pick stuff. So that'll be interesting.
exactly. So somebody said it's Rob playing ones. He's playing a tag team against Bejan, and the rest of the series is all threes.
He said you trying to convince us, so it's already not looking good. I'm just running defense for one of the hoopers, man, one of the players. Just trying to run some defense. All right, so this one, Rob and versus Bejan, tag team 1v1.
Well, Rob, he was gonna play with Tevin Mack, but Tevin Mack wants to play 2-on-2, so he's picking a partner. So Rob's teammate will be announced soon. We know Bejan's teammate, so I can't tell you the partners because I would spoil the drop.
So Bejan's teammate, is it someone? Is it? I was gonna go down the line of questioning, but I ain't gonna do that.
No, it's somebody from.
Is it a Ball is Life or OTD person, or is it somebody unexpected?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I mean, it's unexpected, but he played in the Toronto series.
Oh, I already know who it is.
The person you're thinking can't make it because his team won't let him go.
Oh,
I know who you're talking about too.
all right.
His name's,
there we go.
Does he have two names?
No.
Oh, never mind. No, it's not Scoob. Scoob is playing. He's playing D Pitts.
Oh, actually, maybe he does have two names.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm just not gonna say it. But
yeah,
we might be saying the same person.
Yeah.
So yeah, what Rob's just gonna be like, surprise, it's just me.
Yeah, okay.
It's just me. It's a 2v1. So
man, we tried to get Rob and Bejan ones, but Rob heel injury. He don't want to put himself in a line like that. Like, especially because the threes is more serious than the ones. Like, just remind you, 25K is the minimum. That don't include no sponsors we get, no extra money we put up. 25K is the minimum. We're trying to get it to go to 40, but we'll see.
Looking forward to that. And these type of games, I'll be honest, it is really hard for me to get excited for tag teams, for 2v2s, whatever, until the game starts.
I know.
And then when the game starts, it's always like, damn, I didn't know I didn't know I was going to be excited for this game. LP, JT, Terrell. Did you say JT couldn't make it or something?
No.
That's different.
Judah can't make it.
Yep. LP, JT.
LP, I've never seen JT, so I'm curious. I'm glad we get Lamar ones though, because he needs that, bro.
Yeah.
He needs it. Fans don't care about team games for him because they know he's good at team games. That's what he always done. So he needs this win.
And has JT played on? Someone said he had a game before or something.
He was in some old Ballers Life series, like from the Hoop Mixtape Legend, but I don't know if he's any recent games. But he is a former Ballers Life player.
Yeah, so It is interesting. Lamar is in a very interesting. He's in a very interesting like point right now because talent wise, we still like he played Zay. I know he lost by 10, and people are like he got belted, but I'm like, I think most people lose by 10. It just is like Zay is just different.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean LP LP can't play anyone from 2 to 10 now because Zay beat him. I'm like, no, Zay is just different. He's just a different player. So he's still talent wise, he still should get the Rob matchups. He still should get technically the Nas matchup and the Scoob matchups and the Moon he's still that talent and should get those matchups, but it's just not justified until he gets some of those wins in the middle. So he definitely needs to rack up a few like wins in a row against players to like remind people who he is and why he deserves those top matchups. Because if he just jumped into another top matchup, let's say he played Kel and lost or Moon and lost, people would just be like, no matter what he did for like the next year, people would just not let him live it down. So I think these games are super important for him.
Sammy said, not gonna lie, y'all should have gave Lamar the Rob treatment and let him beat up on a bum. Lamar did that his entire way from Scoob to Zay. He literally beat up on all bums. Got everybody hype, lost to Zay, and then he kicked him back down. And if Rob was playing ones on our side, he's not playing no bums. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think LP, honestly, I think the best thing is to get another good game straight away. Look at Scoob and Moon. Scoob and Moon, if they get a loss, they just like take another matchup and then people forget about their loss because they just beat someone who is as good or better.
Exactly.
Like I think this is actually the mentality more players need to have of like, if you lose, like go get another good game, because I actually think we're in a time now, if LP loses to Zay and then he goes and beats Pep again, no one cares. It doesn't move the needle. They're still going to say, yeah, but he can't beat anyone in the top 5.
Exactly.
They're going to keep saying it. So until he beats Akeem or some of those guys in the middle, people are still not going to respect him. So he's got to get a few kills, and then people forget. People forget real quick when you get a win or 2 wins.
Exactly.
Even Rob, like Rob playing Daquan, DQ, that wasn't bad because he was a bum. It was bad because the matchup didn't make sense. He's a small guard. It was like a small guard versus Rob. So it just didn't make sense. So if Rob would have beat someone who's at his level, like his weight class, and he beats them, and then he beats someone else at his weight class, I don't think people forget that the previous guy he beat was a bum.
Exactly. Like I don't
know. He got 2 wins in a row. That's all. That's all anyone's saying.
To be counted on his record.
Nah,
it should just not add up, because that's like Zay and Dom. We're not counting.
Yeah, Zay and Dom was similar. Like it just once you start seeing the game, you're like, this doesn't make sense.
Don't disrespect the players like that. How am I disrespecting?
What player?
Oh, he beat Hezzy God. He beat.
Oh no, he's talking about saying bum.
Saying bum. I was just replying to the comment.
Yeah, we're just using that term as like a low tier player.
Yeah, I mean, Hezzy God, Hitman, Pep, Bird. I mean, I wouldn't say Bird's not a bum, but
I think you just do it. We don't have to go down this. I think like you're putting more on it than what's here. So let's go on to the next one. Uncle Scoob versus D Pitts. Who is D Pitts? Do we know him?
Yeah, so OBL like 3 years ago. Have you seen that series on Scoob page?
No, I don't think I have.
Definitely add that to your list. During the day one, Pitts beat. Well, OBL games only go like 7, right? For the first days, D Pitts beat him to 7. They both made it to day 2 for the money. D Pitts beat Scoob again, but Scoob headbutted him in the game and he got a concussion. And so Scoob ended up getting back in because D Pitts couldn't play, and then Scoob wanted 10K. So D Pitts was, yapping how he was going to yap. Then Terry set up Scoob and D Pitts for 7K. Scoob belted him, and then he's saying, "Oh, rematch me, blah blah blah." So when we went to tour for North Carolina, we tried to play Pitts again, and Pitts canceled like 2 days before, so game didn't happen, and that was happening. So that's
So
just
this is like a big storyline game.
yeah. That like this has an actual story to it, and people don't like it because D Pitts lost to Pat, almost lost to GBG, but to Scoob is like, bro, I gotta wipe you off the table, so you can't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can just shut up because D Pitts is a talker, and
Damn.
Scoob used to be a talker. So that was back in the Scoob talking days. So just brings that back when the scene was really just play anybody, everybody outside.
Okay, I like this. Then that one's exciting that'll be exciting to like watch, I guess, if Dev does like a little background documentary on it.
Yes, sir. We got that in. We got that in the works because we got all the footage from all 3 days. So
yeah, we need that.
Yeah,
we need that. Scar Reese.
Big game for Scar. I think it's a big game for Reese too because he has this. He just has a lot of games lined up. So this being in the middle of everything, I think it's big for both of them.
Yep. Again, this game by itself doesn't mean a ton, but now that we just talked about the Summit card and what some of those games are, now you combine Scar. So Reese and Bejan. So Reese, Bejan, Reese. Who's he play on the other card we just looked at?
The Summit.
Oh yeah, Reese Cam. So now Reese plays Cam, then he plays Scar, and then he also plays Bejan.
Yeah, I think they're both on similar routes right now, to be honest.
Each of those games by themselves doesn't mean a lot. They're good games I want to watch, but it doesn't push the needle forward. But all 3 of those games together, if you get 3 wins, you're like in a different category. And it's the same for Scar.
Exactly.
Or if we get your 4 wins in a row, you're in a different category. So I do think that, again, this is kind of the platforms working together, even though they probably wouldn't admit it. And they're probably not doing it intentionally, but by putting out more games that just kind of make sense, the storylines and things kind of get built up out of those. So yeah, I think this is it's a really good game. Who do you have in this?
I can't call it. This is one of those games where I just gotta wait and see because I've seen both of them in person, and they're both very good. So
I'll say, I feel like Scar, his skill translates from camera to in person. I would say Reese looks a lot better in person because the way he dribbles, you're like, oh, he's just like crafty. But when you watch him play in person, you actually realize how he's really physical.
Yeah.
And I think that's super underrated with him. He's very physical when he plays. And I didn't recognize it till seeing him in person. And then he also thinks about the game a lot too.
Yeah, I was talking to him for like 3 hours when we was in the last blueprint.
Yeah, he was like asking some questions and things, just like, oh, what are the calls going to be like? Like, what do you think if I do this? And blah, blah. Just the way his brain works. Like, yeah. I love seeing players like that because whatever they are today, 2 weeks time they'll be better. 3 weeks time because they just like to keep learning things as they go. So, yeah, I think again, this is similar to the Day matchup. I really do think when Scar plays, 90% of the time it's just based on him. Like, what Scar are we going to get? And I think this is a really good opportunity for him in these next 4 games to just like, can you lock in for 4 games straight and be the best player for 4 games straight? And that'll be very interesting to see.
Bro, imagine he does that, bro. It'll erase his whole past 3 years.
We're resetting records for everyone. Screw it. Yeah. Scar's 4-0. Everyone else, you're 0-0.
Literally.
Scar's number 1. Give him Nas.
Reese the best rookie. I don't know if Reese is a rookie, but currently
the rookie class is kind of weird because you've got Keem, is he considered a rookie?
Hell no. Keem played
But
Zay like 2 years ago.
yeah, but he played 5 games. Reese has played 5 games. Lat has played like, oh, he's 9 now.
I don't even Lat no rookie, bro. No,
No, but I'm just saying, like, how far do we? Bejan, I would say like Bejan.
Yeah, I feel like if you
started this year for
you had
sure.
to start really getting a name in this new year, because like Bejan played Scoob in November, like, and he didn't get another game until January when we played Fombi. So he's the rookie. Boog rookie, Zoe rookie, Tello rookie.
Dang.
Dang rookie for sure. Bro, if Dang never lost to Hagel, people would have him
I know.
top 2.
That was
My
such
whole
a
thing
bad
is, bro,
loss.
that's just bro, as a player, and y'all know I've been around the game since the literal beginning of this whole scene. Hopping off the plane and going to play is bad for literally 98% of people. Moon can do it.
Unless you've done it multiple times, unless you like are a professional about how you prepare. And most people in this scene are not.
Exactly. Like when
I had to do that in my career as an import, but because it was a job and I knew what was expected, I knew how to prepare. Yeah. A lot of these guys are like, oh, I'll be fine. So, all right, you think that.
Even the game that we found Dang, Nas got off the plane and played that game. And Nas didn't look as good as he usually looked because he got off the plane.
Yep.
So, and then you seen what happened to Hagel when he came prepared. So yeah. I just think that matters a lot for Dang. But it's all right. He going to get his.
And is this the last matchup or is this just the last one announced?
We still have Nas game that got to be announced. But, you know, Nas gotta just he can't just play everybody because he's just going to beat the crap out of most people. So it's tough finding him. And, you know, Nas one of them people, you can't just give him a bad game because people are not going to take it seriously. So
everyone's saying Bejan hasn't played enough to be the best rookie. He's 6-0. He's 6-0 since November.
Yeah.
Or no, this year. This year he's 6-0.
How was beat? Bro, every other rookie has a loss besides Bejan.
Well, he lost to Scoob first game. But this year, 6-0.
Yeah. He walked Fombi down, by the way, which is this game that we're about to talk about.
So, wow, this game. So this is where I said TNC needs to pivot. Because they had this game.
Did they?
Well, I'm saying they had it in their hands.
Yeah, facts.
DJO beat up on Lat. And that was one of those games where like Lat took the game because he'll play whoever and he needs more games. But that was a matchup that like, how's Lat supposed to score? Did you see him? Did you watch that game?
Lat, yeah, he treated him like a toddler.
Well, yeah, he couldn't score. Like DJ was so physical. It's just like he plays like he is a pro's pro. And Lat going against him defensively, like that was rough. So in that matchup, like I'm pretty sure Fombi was like, play someone your size. I can handle that bump. And I was like, ooh, we're gonna see this game. And it didn't happen. And so I do think that's where TNC, their old model of like building up a game over a long period of time, it just wasn't working. But now with the Summit thing, you get these types of games that have been happening on Ball is Life, been happening on OTD for the last few months. You had this game. Hey, if that game makes sense, hey, Fombi, DJO, 2 weeks, Summit.
2 weeks.
I saw y'all talking trash. You were talking trash with that Lat game. Fombi, DJO, set it up. So if that is the direction they pivot going forward, I think these types of games will happen more on TNC. But this one obviously is happening on Ball is Life. I can't wait because of that storyline we just talked about. So DJO beating up on Lat, and then Fombi was talking trash to him, like play someone your own size. I do think like we haven't seen DJO score. We just have not seen him score with like find his rhythm in the one-on-one scene. He can obviously 5-on-5s is different. You can go watch his highlight tapes. Dude's a monster. He's been playing overseas for like 15 years. played in the NBA, like played in Marquette, like he's cold. But one-on-one, we haven't seen him find his like rhythm scoring. So if he doesn't, I don't know how he beats Fomby, because again, Fomby at some point is going to score 12 in a row. But
yeah, but
defensively,
bro.
Defensively, Fomby's still going to have to find a way to score on DJO too, though. So this will be a very good game. I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I think we're gonna put this game in the middle.
In the middle?
Yeah, like, because of course first is for sure Pat and Sim, just to get the energy. Like you gotta have Pat and Sim.
Are you going to have the Scoob one last?
No, Rob's gonna last for sure. And
Rob what?
Rob tag team is going his main event for sure.
Okay.
Gotta be.
Okay.
I think Scoob might go 2 before, because Nas got his blueprint the day before, so Nas and Reese flying in on the 23rd. They might play 2 last, so it'd be Scoob, Reese, Nas, Rob.
So wait, you're gonna go Scar game first? You said Scar and Reese?
No, Scar. I'm saying like Scar and Reese and Nas are gonna play towards the end, because they're both getting off the plane.
Yeah. And this is just one of the better games, anyways.
Yeah, and I believe in home court disadvantage, so it's gonna be interesting for Reese, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess when the crowd isn't like physically on the court and able to like really be there on the 3-point line, I guess it kind of doesn't help as much as what it did in the past. Because if you look at some of the older games, like June's League, I was watching a Nesco June's League game, and people are on the court. Like you can reach out and touch Nesco while he's dribbling, but like when Moon is dribbling, like the crowd is like crowding him a little bit.
Yeah.
Nesco's like, move out of the way so he has space. So home court advantage was like it was a real thing when you go in someone else's trenches. But now without that being on the court, yeah, it's a little bit different, I guess.
Yeah. Because Baltimore lost all their games. North Carolina in the last TNC lost all their games. Zay lost at home. Nas hasn't won at home. Home court disadvantage is a thing, in my opinion. Scoob was just a anomaly, because there's just no way he was losing to Lamar.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the last game is Nas. If we can get Nas a good ass game, him and Dane gonna play twos, but most likely it's gonna be a 1-on-1 though.
Yeah, I hope we get a 1-on-1, but yeah, obviously I know you guys gotta.
And one thing you mentioned earlier that I forgot to say, well, you just said it, bro. When people are calling people out now on Instagram, Summit.
Yeah,
it's just
set it up.
There's no reason why this can't happen no more. Like,
take up. And I think that's, again, on paper, I think that's how Scotty is hoping it works. It's like you see some commotion online, you can set it up.
Exactly. That's the storyline right there.
And again, it's just the mechanic of how can the fans that want to see it get their money to TNC, to where TNC sees the money is here to organize the game. It's kind of like this circle that one of the balls has to drop first. one of those has to happen first. I'm like, I don't know how that works, but if they have that figured out, we might see a lot of toxic matchups happen over the next 2 months, and I'm here for it.
And like, that's good, bro, because like no matter what side I'm on, bro, I'm a fan. Like, I'm trying to see the best games. Like,
yeah, the more games, the better.
More.
Agreed. And because the more games we get, the more better pay-per-views we get too. Because you can just you can just look at like, oh, this guy won 6 in a row. He won 6 in a row. Like, pay-per-view that up. Hey guys, don't play at the Summit next month because I got a pay-per-view for you.
Y'all be afraid to hold Rob accountable? What do you mean? We all want to see him play ones.
Everybody wants it.
But he was on drunk and said, I don't even like playing ones. So now we understand.
if it don't happen on OTD and Summit, they ducking. I mean, that's what everyone's going to say regardless, but I don't know. All right.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. Let's get into this one.
Mm-hmm.
OTD Elite. What do we think?
Like Davo said, man, greatest show on earth, man.
Yeah, I've seen, I'm just pulling up.
And thank God for his music bag. Because, like, he can give us shit that we ain't even think of. And it's 3 days, so we don't even know. Well, I know the other matchups, but when y'all see the other matchups.
I've seen quite a few of the other matchups. Got a screenshot. And it's pretty good. So yeah, I'm excited. Obviously, I'll be at this one. So as a fan and just being able to be in the gym with all the talent, being able to watch the guys hoop, I can't wait. But then seeing what a lot of the matchups are and what a lot of the possibilities are, mainly what the storylines are going to be coming out of this.
Yeah,
is what I'm really looking forward to. This is going to be the perfect segue into Summer Jam.
Facts. Especially for the tag teams.
Yeah, a lot of tag teams. There's a lot of games that, again, like I said, you look at them on paper and it's like, I don't know if I'm excited for this. But because I've been going back and watching some older games and watching some older concepts, and now I'm seeing like how some of these things are being set up, I'm really looking forward to this because I think this will be – I don't want to say – I'm not going to say anything, but you know where I'm going with this. I think it's going to be a good reminder for people like what the space was and what everyone enjoyed watching before. So I'm looking forward to this event. Bejan versus Reese. I mean, we've already kind of spoke about it with the last two cards. But same thing. The game by itself, entertaining, makes sense for both players, and it's going to be fun for the fans. But it doesn't move the needle forward. But in conjunction with the other two games that are happening, this is a huge game. Implications for both players. Either Bejan's going to be on a winning streak or a losing streak. Reese is going to be on a winning streak or a losing streak. Like either way, it's going to be big. It's going to mean a lot for them. Like their summer. Again, we were just talking about Bejan being Rookie of the Year, six in a row. This would be a big win for Reese to be able to get that. Who do you have in this?
You know they got that bet going on.
I know. What was it? Reese don't get 15?
Don't get 15.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
So basically Bejan bet money that Reese won't even get to halftime.
Yep. Multiple people, including Davo. I think he got like a band or two bands with Davo himself.
I will say Bejan's got a serious gambling problem.
Oh, okay? For sure. Him and Drip.
Man, serious gambling problem. But I've also seen him win some money on some of these crazy weird bets.
I haven't seen him. I think he's won every bet on himself.
When he bets on himself, I don't know if I've seen him lose. So this is going to be very interesting. Reese to 15. So not only do you got to beat him, you can't let him get to 15. So yeah, this is a pretty crazy matchup. Do you think either player really has the advantage here?
Not really. I think this will be the best version of Bejan we see, though.
Yeah, he's been getting more shape every game.
Yep. And then he has 2 games leading up to that to be like, oh, I got to do this, work on this, work on this, work on that. And he'll get to see, and they both get to see each other for 2 series before that.
Yeah. Yeah, and Bejan, like Reese, Bejan really understands the game. He's another person that like really thinks the game through. If you watch any of the battlegrounds, any of the team setting games, he's always doing like a lot of coaching.
Yeah,
a lot of organizing and stuff. So both of these guys think out the game a lot. So I think this will be a very good. This is kind of what the 1v1 space is. 2 players that are very good players. They both improve every time they play, and both of them are outside playing games. Yeah, so I think this is a great game.
And like all platforms aside, like say it's none of them, all these players are getting what they want. Besides June's league,
Yeah.
because June's is giving some good matchups.
Yeah. King of the Court, again, a format that I don't like. But if it's 3 players that make sense, I'm there for it. I'm there. I will. If you said it, hey, we got a King of the Court. Do you want to watch? I wouldn't even ask who the players are. I'm just saying, no, I'm not watching. But then if you go, yeah, but it's Moon, Nesco, and Lat. Oh, yeah, okay, I'm there. What's your thoughts on this?
I love it. I love it, especially because Nesco and Lad is pay-per-view, so we get to see them play before pay-per-view. So say Nesco or say one of the other cooks the other person. Now it's like, all right, now we know who fans gonna bet on. And say they get to talking shit. Now we got footage for the, you know what I'm saying? Like for the scenes and everything for the pay-per-view. So it's just good. And you got Moon that's just, you know, you always want to see Moon play. So
yeah, I think
I love it.
Oddly enough, like Nesco and Lat to me are the favorites. And I think Lat, for whatever reason, he's just real. The way he trains and the way he plays the game, this type of setting really suits him. Like who can rattle off the most points in a row. I think Lat is really good at this type of game. But Nesco, when we saw him in that 3v the King of the Court the other day with Scoob and Reese, like he looked like old Nesco again. When he found his rhythm, he looked like the old Nesco again. So I think that's going to be really tough. I actually think Moon is like Scoob. This game doesn't really, King of the Court doesn't really suit their play style, but
he got to get hot.
It's still a top 5 player. So it's like, oh yeah, if Moon won, people would be like, yeah, so that's is a top 5 player.
And
so,
this is post-injury Nesco too, so it's going to be interesting to see because the other Nesco was pre-injury Nesco.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how he's moving, but also it'll build up that Lat and Nesco storyline too for Summer Jam.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, again, I'd made this joke the other day on one of the comments, and everybody it had like 300 likes or something, but it was like, oh, Moon just playing his 300th game for the year. It's just another game for Moon. It's just another game. It's so crazy. Yeah, that one's good. Can't wait for that. But then I just feel like it feels like we've already talked about this specific game because we've spoken about Keon. We've spoken about Scar multiple times. We've spoken about the Bejans and the Reeses. But these are the types of games that have just been missing for so long. And Ball is Life started to do a couple. OTD started probably doing more of them. So for TNC to pivot with the Summit and be like, well, we want them too. Now, like I said, for fans, we don't just get to watch Scar versus Keon. We get to watch Keon versus Moon. Scar versus Reese. Right. Scar versus, like now we're getting so many more games. And I also think if Keon loses to Scar, not a big deal. If he loses to Moon, not a big deal. If Scar loses, not a big deal. But it has the opportunity for any of these players to really cement themselves. Like we keep saying, Keon has the potential to be in the top 7 after a few of these games in a row, and Scar could probably be in the top 10 in maybe not power rankings just because he's played like 40 games. So winning games isn't going to move him a lot, but in people's rankings, in people's minds, he's probably going top 10 if he goes 4-0.
Scar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like them moving up because half of the top 10 don't even play that much.
Right.
And I want to see the top 10 play that much. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and to that point, again, I know we've spoken about the Summit a lot today. Again, people want to talk about the Summit as it's changing the scene and weird. No, it's less of that. And it's more of these are the conversations. The Summit is actually giving up opportunities for 8 to 15 to possibly move into the top 5.
Exactly.
We need more of those games to happen across all 3 platforms. We just need more. We need volume. We need more of those games to happen so that there can be real conversations about that top 5, regardless if they're playing a lot or not. So I think that's what Summit just adds another way to just get more of those matchups out so that we can start ruffling up right, rustling up that top 5 section. So I think, again, this is just one of those games, just another one of those games. We've already spoken about both of them and what these wins and losses would mean. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know what version of Scar we'll get, but yeah, these two I think are super evenly matched. I think Scar's a better defender, but I think Keon's more explosive offensively. But I don't know, the way Scar been playing the last month and a half, he's starting to putting it together finally on offense too, which I hadn't really seen from him. So
yeah, and Keon he one of my favorite players. I could say he's my favorite player because I'm actually cool with the top 5. But yeah, bro, I love Keon. This game.
what up, Bo Steve? What up, Ball Cuz? Ryan versus Deuce. Again, this is another game that got a lot of hate. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. What's your thoughts, actually? You shaking your head?
No, I was shaking my head at Boss D talking about the guy with the glasses.
And the guy with the glasses.
It's crazy. I don't know. My guess is, I don't know. I got mixed feelings because Ryan don't always bring his best, and I feel like against Deuce, he definitely not bringing his best.
Yeah.
But if Deuce come out here trying to get on the scene, then it'll be fun. But I think view-wise, this is good to bring in new fans.
Right.
Like they was arguing in TNC Discord the other day about Scotty said that the Cam and Ryan game brought in more new fans, and I agree. So I think this is one of those new fans, which is what we need is new fans.
Exactly. So the reason I love this is not because I'm like, oh, this is going to be the best game of the night, or I keep saying, does the game make sense for both players? And does it make sense for the platform? If OTD were trying to build 10 of these games, like, the All-Star weekend, I think we saw like a couple gimmick games on that card, and it was like, I don't know if multiple gimmick games work. But this one, you get one. All right, here's a gimmick game. I say gimmick because it's more about the clip farming and content creation than it is the winning. Like the winning doesn't matter as much as like the highlights will in this game. But I think having one of those is good.
Yeah, for sure.
And you should have one of these to show like what else is possible in the one-on-one scene. Like these guys are really good at their craft. Maybe they're just not solidified as winners. Like winning is the most important thing, but still aesthetically pleasing to watch. So I think this has the potential to be one of those types of games. See some cool stuff, see some flash and flare, because the scene I do believe is moving more towards, my whole spiel is full speed right, full speed left. It's moving towards like it's less clip farming and just being efficient and getting to a spot. So I think this gives opportunities for guys like this. Go play, go have fun. Everyone else is going to, rest up and get ready to play serious and get them a win. You guys like entertain the crowd. So yeah, I think this is, if you look at it from that perspective, it's what to expect from this game. I'm not, I wouldn't mind though if Ryan came out and was like, you know what, this guy doesn't deserve to be on the same court as me. I'm gonna belt him.
Exactly.
So I think this is set up as like a clip farming game, highlight game, but so was the Ryan and Scar game on Judgment Day. That was set up to be a highlight game. And then Scar was like, this isn't a highlight game. I'm going to belt him.
Exactly.
So I would love for Ryan to do the same thing. And if he doesn't, and if it's just fun to watch, then it is what it is. He had his chance. But I would love to see Ryan try to belt someone and be like, this guy's not even on the scene. He doesn't deserve to be on the same court as me. That's my feeling.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, though, especially from Deuce, because I've seen him just fuck around.
Goofy goober.
Yeah, I've only seen him fuck around, so we'll see.
Go ahead. Sound like you want to say something.
This game is what the scene is about. You play at home, you beat a dually. You play at home, you beat a Wani. Not even beat. You belt a dually. You belt a Wani. Both of them make excuses about why you're fluke and why you lost. Okay, Davo, let's get him the game he wants. Or okay, Summit, let's get him the game he wants.
Yeah.
It's like as a new player, bro, you stay at home, you beat good people, get flown out. You do good here, you stay. You stink it up, you go back home.
Go back and do it again. That's exactly my thoughts. When this first got announced, I know a lot of, again, people are like, who's D baby? Well, he shouldn't be playing. What is this game on OTD? I'm like, man, these are the games we need. D baby's done everything he was supposed to do. He stunk it up on Ball is Life. Stunk it up on Ball is Life. So no one ever wanted to see him again. They thought he was trash, not good at basketball. He's terrible. He goes to TSF. I was like, well, actually, I'm pretty good at ones. And I just happen to play bad on Ball is Life. But then Belts, exactly what you said, Belts Dooley, Belts Wani. And it's like, oh, maybe he's actually really good at basketball.
Exactly.
And it's like, that's what it should be about. It shouldn't be about you're defined off of just one game and that's who you are the rest of your life. It's like, no, just keep playing. Just keep playing, keep putting in the work. And then like getting that opportunity on OTD, getting that opportunity on Summit, like we're talking about, getting that opportunity on Battlegrounds, Proving Grounds. Like all three platforms right now have starting to find how they can bring in these new players. And this is what we said. This is the job of the smaller platform. Build up your own players, give them good matchups, but build them up so that they can go represent you on a larger platform now. And then you get the players like the Bruces, who we always call him. He's a gatekeeper and he's willing to play anybody. If you can beat Bruce, you probably deserve to get some really good games. If you can't beat Bruce, all right, back to the drawing board, go play some more games and go at it again. Day is the same thing for TNC. If you can't beat Day, back to the drawing board. You got some stuff to work on. But if you can beat Day, like, oh, maybe there's a Kel matchup. Maybe there's a Tay matchup. Like, so, yeah, I think we're starting to find more. Again, the platforms are accidentally working together. They don't even know it yet. And this is great. I can't wait for this. I can't wait for this matchup. And I'm really, again, this is what the space is about. I'm happy for D-Baby. I'm happy for players like that because, again, everyone was on like talking about how trash he was. Now he's getting another opportunity on OTD, on another large platform. He's obviously doing something right. He's been on 2 large platforms, obviously doing something right. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Who you got? I already know. What about this?
I think they're gonna play the hardest they've ever played. I think they're gonna play the hardest they ever played. I think this alone, people gonna get their money's worth.
Yep. And again, like I said, there's a lot of games that, like, you know of, that have been not fully announced and put in stone, but like there's a lot of games that are similar to like this type of game. And one thing I'll say is the tag teams I don't want to watch a tag team 1-on-1. I don't want to watch a 2v2. I don't want to watch this. It just doesn't make sense unless it means something to the players. You're telling me Rob and Lamar on the same team? Like Lamar doesn't want to be the best player on the court against these 3?
Exactly.
He lost to both of them. He lost to both of these players he's going to be playing against. Now you look at Scoob. Obviously, him and Rob have storyline there. Zay, he thinks he's the number 1 player in the space. Rob
is holding him back.
He's always ducking and not playing ones. Well, this is a tag team ones. You're going to get to see Rob go 1-on-1 against someone else. So I think this is going to build 8 more storylines by itself.
Yeah.
This game.
Somebody says, I wish this was a 2-on-2 instead. It is a 2-on-2.
It's a 1v1 to 10, 15?
25.
25.
And then at 25, it goes 2-on-2. So you get the best of both worlds.
You get both. Yeah. Again, like Rob, think about Rob. This is what Champions was for Rob. Rob boosted his 1v1 stock off of winning a tag team 1v1 tournament.
Off of 4-pointer.
He scored 89 points, hit a game-winning 4-pointer. Like, it set up an opportunity for something crazy. This does the same. It's going to one of them, somebody's 1v1 stocks are going to go up in this game. I don't know whose it is, but somebody's stocks are going up regardless.
Yep. Stop playing with Rob Cologne's name.
I can't wait, man. Who do you think is going to be the one to like really take over in this setting? I think I have my answer, but yeah, what are your thoughts? Who do you think is going to be the ones to stand out?
Probably Zay.
Really? Why's that?
Because Zay just wants to kill them both at all times. Like Scuba's like, I just want to win.
Yeah, that's
Lamar's like, okay, I gotta kill, but we know his problem, but it might not show here because he's probably most definitely been working out. Even though we did just see him in the club, but he's still been working out. And you know, Rob just be here for the vibe. So Rob gonna do good regardless, but I think Zay just sees blood at all times. So
I don't disagree, but I feel like Zay and Scoob really want to win.
They do.
And they'll just do the right thing to win.
They do. Especially
I feel like LP is gonna have some moments where Rob's like, "Hey, sub," and he goes, "No."
As I'm saying, like it's like, you know, Rob just be there for the vibe. So if they're not playing team ball or even like tagging in when they're supposed to, like, you know, they both can be like, oh fuck it.
But I think that's like a
2-2.
But I think that's why one of them is going to have a crazy performance.
I hope so.
Because let's just say they're down 8 by the time the 2v2 starts. Rob's like, yeah, this is what I like to do. I want my team to be down by 8 so that I can start launching these threes. And let's say they're down 8 and then Rob hits 5 threes and they end up winning. Everyone's going to be like, Rob's the best team player, period, in the space. If LP goes up and gets them to 25 first, and they'll be like, damn, LP's the best player because he got them to 25. But then when they went to team settings, he wasn't good there. Yeah. LP's the best 1v1 player. I just think there's so many ways this storyline could go. And I really do think Scoob and Zay just want to win. So I think it's going to be LP or Rob. I think one of them from this, I think their stock's going to go through the roof.
Yeah.
And I kind of want it to be Rob because I want to see when Summer Jam comes around, if it's going to be him versus Scoob, I want to see Rob's stocks like at the tippy top. I don't want it to be like, Rob coming off injury. So like, hopefully I want it to be like, nope, Rob killed champions. he killed an OTD elite. Now he got Summer Jam. Like that's my perfect world storyline.
In Battlegrounds too. Because imagine Rob wins Battlegrounds.
Yeah. That's my perfect storyline to end the summer. That's the way I hope it goes.
Yep.
Well, I think that's all that were announced. I know they put up I know there was like a couple posts of some like teasing some future matchups. But I think they got pulled down because some of them were spoiled accidentally. But yeah, overall, OTD Elite card. What do you? It's a W.
10 out of 10.
And remember, the live stream is just one day.
Exactly. There's still
and then there's a day off.
Yep.
And then it's 2 more days of filming.
Yep.
So, and again, I saw I'm not going to pull up the picture, but what'd you see on there? Over 20 matchups?
Yep.
20 games. So obviously it's 1-on-1s, 2-on-2s, 3-on-3s, and there's like some other things in there. But
there were some tag teams in there.
Yeah, a couple tag teams, couple stuff that we've seen in older series though that I'm looking for. Those are the things I'm looking forward to actually the most. So yeah, this is dope. I'm looking forward to this. This is kind of the vision I had for the 1v1 space going forward. At some point, we just talked about 3 events, and all 3 events are like, oh, those are W events.
Back to back.
3 massive like I will be honest, the smaller platforms, when they put pay-per-views together, I'm like, right now, I'm like, I can't be bothered.
They gotta stop.
You have to show me why I should watch it. So put out a good one. And if everyone's like, can't believe you missed it, that was the greatest event ever. Okay, I'll buy the next one. But this, like, I'm not missing any of these.
And then Nas has having a free stream the day before Battleground starts.
Day before Battlegrounds?
Yeah, it's gonna be free on YouTube. So those are some good games for free.
This is wild. I'm looking forward to this. I think, like I said, if I really hope actually it's going to have to happen. I just really hope they don't drag their feet with, like I said, putting events constantly on the same dates that other platforms are doing their events. Like the smaller platforms is whatever. If you can avoid it. But if you can't, like the bigger platforms, just don't trip over each other's feet. Because at the end of the day, if Summit gets to have all the players that they're supposed to have, and then Ball is Life gets to have all the players they're supposed to have, and then OTD gets all the players they're supposed to have, as fans, like that's 50 hours of basketball we get to enjoy, or more. That's a lot of basketball we get to enjoy. But if they start stepping on each other's toes, we still will get the games, but we'll get 30 hours of the games.
Facts.
And it's like we should get more of the good games as fans once they can figure out how this market works and working together and all that. And then so that's my thoughts. What else did you have on any of those? Did we cover everything we needed to on the three?
Yeah,
kind
bro,
of events?
The greatest month so far, and since we started on October 19th, 2021.
Yeah, I think this is so far going to be best month, best potential, anyways, and hopefully they all pan out. What is Ball is Life live stream? Who are they using?
They invested a good amount of money in their own setup, so they've been doing like a bunch of test streams this past week. So they just want to keep it close to what was the last pay-per-view?
Judgment Day?
Yeah, just close to Judgment Day, but still not as high up. So it's like pay-per-view can still be like, oh, this is pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Like, Davo cool, so Davo's stuff is always gonna look good.
I think the one concern I had, Ball is Life has to get as long as their live stream goes well, then they're good there. OTD is you're just getting all these players off of the back of like quite a few games, so hopefully they're good. That's one concern I have there. And then the TNC Summit, again, it's just it all sounds good, but how's this going to work going forward? So those are the three critiques I have of kind of all three of them, but it's not critiques that we were having 5 months ago. These are all like professional platform critiques going forward, which is really good. So showing that the space is the 1v1 scene is in a good space. Do you have time? Do you have about 30 minutes or so still, or do you got stuff to do?
No, I'm free. Somebody said, is Ball's Life focusing on team settings route over the one-on-one? No, but Battlegrounds is big, you know what I'm saying? And the players do like to do team games. Sponsors do like team games, and it's just something different, like, because it's 3 days of games, 5 games a day, 15 videos, and it's for a prize now. So November will be a 3-day live stream of just the winners from each season. So right now you got LA, you got DMV. I can't spoil the winner of this one, but the winner of Toronto are going to be in it. And then you got North Carolina. And then one more, and then you'll have November. So November, the final team will be the best players from the losing teams will make a team. So they're not just out You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like battlegrounds means something, bro. It's the 25K minimum.
Yeah, we might as well talk about that. Is one of the things I wanted to talk about with you was Ball is Life. I think something I haven't seen anyone talk about this. Ball is Life and their team settings and what they're doing. The issue with team settings in the past, the issue with tag teams, 2v2s, whatever it is, team setting games, the issue with those to me is like they're not meaningful. Now, Street Stars, for whatever reason, when they play team settings, it's meaningful to them. They just want to win. Right? When I watch Bruce play, Bruce and Zay and Scoob, and then when Nas is on their team, like when they play, like they want to win team games. Most people don't care. When you watch any platform, OTD, Ball is Life, TNC, when there's team setting games, I can't get into it because the players don't care. And if you ask them too, they're like, yeah, I've got some one-on-ones that I've got to think about. I'm not really worried about this. But what makes the games exciting for fans is when the players do care. And when the players care, all of the players in the gym will start watching the game. They'll start watching. Then the fans are watching. Then everyone's into it if the players are into it. So I think what Ball is Life has found is they've found a reason for the players to take the game serious, and they found a way to make them meaningful games. And it's like, yeah, that's why the 3-on-3s have been good. Everyone thinks it's like, why have the 3-on-3s been good? Why are the teams? Because they're meaningful games. So they're enjoyable. When you watch people switch screens and when you watch people diving on the floor, when you watch people talking trash, but like chasing down offensive rebounds and really caring, that's when it's fun to watch. So is this something that Ball is Life is like, this is going to be our thing? Like we are going to really lock down the 3v3s? Or is this something they're like dipping their toes in, like, we'll see how it goes?
No, Battlegrounds is gonna be big. Each year is gonna bring more money, more. I think the fact that it's by city is also good for the players because it's like, oh, I'm trying to put my city on. I'm trying to be the one from my city. You feel me? That's why Proving Grounds is big because it's like 10 people get a chance at Proving Grounds, and only 4 get picked for Battlegrounds. Because now we do subs for the city we go to gets a sub just in case of injury and stuff like that. So it's gonna be big. And then when we start adding other countries, like Toronto will be our first non-US team playing. You feel me? You know, we go to like London, you know, they got a big scene over there. Go get a team from London. You know, Dev be in China, go get a team from China. He be in Europe, you know what I'm saying? So it's like this could be like our Olympics. Yeah. But that has one-on-one in it too. Because you know, Battleground had all 3. It got one-on-one in it too. So imagine like you got 4 different countries.
Was that techno?
Bro.
No, I like it, man. I think finding a way to make the games meaningful, even some of the one-on-ones, some like we've gotten to a point where everyone understands how serious it is now, and they're playing serious. And you look at the way that guys are preparing. So now that that's happening with the team games, that makes me really excited for the space going forward because there's only so many one-on-one games you can do in a series. Like to play a one-on-one game to 30, you might be able to play 2 in a weekend, like maybe, but most players can't. Most players play 1v1 and they're done for that weekend. The max you're going to do is 2 games in a weekend. And that, again, that's just the most elite players that can do that. But then you're also still not getting the best product if they have to play 2 1v1 games in a weekend. But if you can give them, hey, you got 1 serious 1v1, but now you've got 4 or 5 team games, that's something you can do. And it's a lot more sustainable and long-term. And we've seen some injuries, and you can add a player in. Whereas in 1v1, if you're playing a lot of games and you get hurt, like that matchup is done.
Yeah, that matchup is done. Exactly.
And it ruins a lot of others. So I think that what Ball is Life is doing with the 3v3s, I'm just surprised no one else is really talking about it too much. And I started noticing it with this Toronto series. I'm just like, man, I think Ball is Life really has something here. And it's really I don't think it's really going to show itself until, wouldn't you say November is when
when we had the actual finals, and it's
I think August. I think around August, when people realize, wait, November is coming up in 2 months. Oh, so the series I'm watching now, this is the last chance for someone.
Yeah, to
I
make
think
it.
that's when people are really going to be like, wait, oh, this is a thing. November is going to happen. And then people are going to be like, yo, Ball is Life, when is the next season starting? When are you starting the next? And I think people from then on are going to be locked in. I think Ball is Life has this thing like in a chokehold. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
What other things are happening on Ball is Life that you're able to share that the public may not know?
I feel like Dev already talked about it, but I don't know if people remember what.
Is this the China thing?
No. China. I will say China
Is this the league thing?
yes.
Okay. Well, let's go China, and then we'll talk about that.
China, because most people don't know, like when like Rob and Moon and like Sonny Weems and all them go over there, bro. That one game is a bag.
Yeah, probably 10. Would you say 10K?
Or
Would be
there.
like a fair like a fair number. Yeah, I agree.
Around there.
I was offered to do that when I was when I was in Australia, but like I didn't have an agent, and I'm like, I don't know what this is, and I don't know if I'm being set up. Are they going to transplant my organs? I didn't know what was happening. We'll give you 10K to come play a game. I'm like,
come play one game, bro. Right.
Yeah.
So
I've seen this movie before.
Yeah. So imagine like the players that don't want to play on the smaller platforms because they can't make that much, right? So imagine you can go to China, get you one game for a big bag, then you do your Balls Life series, then you do your off the dribble series, and now with the summit, say you can do a summit. So imagine the bag from that in like 2 months.
Yeah.
That's more than most people make in a long time. You feel me? Like
especially playing basketball.
And you're not even playing like
every day
at 89. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you play one game in China, you play 2 in Balls Life, 2 OTD, 1 in TNC. You feel me? And you can come home with like 20,
the rest of that time
bands.
Training and also content creation. You guys can actually do podcast stuff now. You can actually do intentional focus on like content creation.
Exactly. Which, because I'm trying to, you already know how Scoob, Nas, Bruce, Zay train, right? Like they train very good, bro.
Well, like they train like they're playing professionally.
Exactly. So we can get the whole top 15 to be doing that and make the money to be able to do that.
That kind of starts segueing into that next thing you were going to talk about anyways.
Yeah.
The league.
Which is
Are you able to share anything about that, or just the overall goal of having like a 1v1 league?
Yeah, it's just like you got battlegrounds. That's like something for them to look forward to. For threes and like team stuff, you feel me? Like to do with people. And then you want to be the best one-on-one player. Now it's somewhere. That's why when Dev did that rage bait post and he was like,
rankings
outside games don't matter. It's like they do matter. But
in a year's time, stay with me.
Yeah, but say there is a league, those games don't matter to the league. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like, which is also good for the summit, because it's like if they want to reset rankings and do summit only games, now it's like, okay, they could do that. You feel me?
Yeah. Now, this is going into an area that was a hot topic maybe about a year ago, maybe about 5-6 months ago. And people were like, man, it would be really cool if there was like a really big event over here on Ball is Life, and then TNC had one, and then OTD had one, and then they could all come together. I don't know about the all come together part yet.
Never.
It's gonna be forced to happen at some point in some way, whether it's working together or just accidentally happens. But it is happening already. TNC Summit is becoming their league. I'm sure they're going to have rankings on that. I'm sure they're going to start evolving that and turning it into a thing. And they've talked about always wanting to do that. I think that now they've been forced to jumpstart it early. Ball is life. When I spoke to Matt a year ago, when I interviewed him, he already said, like, this is something they've been wanting to do forever. They've been wanting to do a league. Dev talked about it. Davo, I guarantee you Davo's thinking about, how can I do a league where these players play more? All three platforms are thinking about this. So I think TNC originally thought they would have a league over all the platforms. But I think the way it's looking to me, just outside looking in, it looks like all three of them are going to have their own league. And that's where it's like, who's the best on OTD? Who's the best on TNC? Who's the best on Ball is Life? Now,
Exactly.
if something needs to happen with those best players, you can do that and make another event. Again, I don't know if the leagues will come together and do that. I think they will have to at some point because it's just going to make too much sense. But I think we're now getting to a point where all three platforms, this is heading to where all three are going to have like their own league. That's what it looks like to me. Do you agree with that or disagree?
Yeah, I agree. It's just what way do they do it? Because personally, I think that I know exactly how to do it perfectly and what needs to happen. But like, because I ain't about to put that effort in for people to not, you know what I'm saying? It's just time. It's just gonna take time. Like,
well, I agree with that because I've been in a lot of positions of power in basketball where I've had to plan things, I've had to organize things, I've had to do that. I did it for so long, did it for over 10 years, and that's why I do YouTube now. Because I'm like, I'll help, I'll be a part of it. I have no interest in organizing something like that. So that's why I say, as a fan, so people say I'm biased about, like, I want a platform. I actually don't care. I've been in those positions where I've had to do that sort of stuff, but I'm outside looking in now. And the lucky position that I'm in is where I get to just see what's working and I get to go, oh, that's working. Like, I'll go pay attention to that more now. I don't have to make those decisions ahead of time. So that's why I think, for me personally, all three of these platforms doing leagues or whatever in a separate way, I don't know who's better. I don't know who's going to run it better. I don't know which one's going to work, but I know they're all going to be competing and looking at what's working, what's not working. And at some point, one of them's going to figure it out. And either the other two are going to copy and be like, okay, we'll do the same thing, or they'll get taken over.
Yeah,
And it's what's been happening with TNC. I think TNC was in a pretty dangerous spot had they not pivoted, but they pivoted. They've got the summit now. Now we're getting more games. Now it's like, all right, they're playing the way that the fans want to see now. So I think this same thing will happen with like a league style system. And I think that's the next step now and the only reason I say that I think contracts are going to be, now that TNC's done their thing, I think platforms now will be like, you want a contract? You want to sign with it? Hey, you want a contract? You want a contract? I think everyone's going to be getting signed. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I think that's what's going to happen now.
Yeah, time will tell. But people be trying to get mad at Davo and them for doing contracts when they only did contracts because they were getting cucked by contracts. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, contracts, it's a good and a bad thing. Like, for the players, it's good because
I think it's necessary.
It's necessary for
look at what happened with LP in the Big Three. Like, look at all that drama. Like, dude, you didn't have a contract. And he's like, oh, you'll get a contract afterwards. I'm like, I've been there. Like, that's a terrible way to do business. That's a terrible way to do business. So now what's happening with the three platforms, I think to fans, we would love to see a world where players can play wherever they want, whenever they want, and platforms that will allow players to play wherever they want, whenever they want. But as a platform owner, when you're planning out a pay-per-view, when you're planning out an event, you need to know, like, your players are going to be available. Like the NBA, they make you sign a contract, and in most of those contracts, you can't even go bowling.
Yeah,
I'm not even kidding. There's you can't ride a motorbike, you can't go bowling, you can't do parachuting. There's like so many activities that are just like, you can't ride a bike. Like, not even kidding. Like, there's so many, it's stipulations. So I don't think it has to be that crazy, but it's going to be stuff like, you can't do an event unless we say it's okay. And people can look at that however they want and say, oh, they're not letting them. I'm like, yep, but it's probably a reason. If you go play over here on Pep's Scene League and you get injured, and we have an event next week, like you're the headliner, you just ruin the event for everyone.
Yeah, which
If
is what
Nas,
happened with
imagine Nas and Scoob wouldn't happen on Judgment Day.
Yeah, because Nesco was supposed
Judgment
to be in Toronto. Supposed to be a Team
Yeah.
Delaware, Nesco, Trey Duval, and this other pro. But then Nesco gets hurt. The other pro leaves for overseas. Now
And
Trey
Trey
Duval
by
gets
himself.
Scotty and the other dude.
Yeah.
And like they I'm sure y'all have seen most of the games. They ain't won anything yet.
Struggling.
They're literally defeated right now. Like, so that stuff matters, truly. Like, but with a Summit, who cares about the contract, bro? Go get that game that you want right now, and that has no story besides you wanting to play.
Yeah.
Or like an OTD Elite, like, bro, the OTD Elite is about to have the literal top 15 is about to be in one gym.
One gym.
We've never got that ever. And nobody's ducking anything, bro. We're getting the games. Of course, people are like, oh, this shouldn't be a tag. This shouldn't be, bro. They're bumping, and they're gonna play their hardest because everybody's about to be like, oh, is he really good? Is he really good? Can he bump with him? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, this it's what we want, bro. It's what we've been asking for. And like another thing you were talking about that makes me so mad is people be like, bro, why are y'all calling out retired people? Why are y'all? It's like, bro,
only
NBA players, EuroLeague players, CBA players, literally contractually cannot play one-on-one. If they could, they would be calling them out too.
Yeah.
But they can't, and they know it. So it's like, what do you like? I don't think they get that, and they need to get that because, bro, Nas cannot call out Anthony Edwards, bro.
Yeah,
he cannot play the game. He cannot play one-on-one, bro. Like, there's only one loophole to them playing one-on-one.
Charity?
And that can't happen because of the way these events are ran. Like, a pay-per-view is literally not for charity. Balls Life, OTD, TNC are not charities. So it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it just can't happen, bro.
Yeah. What about so one of the things I wanted to ask you is, because it seems like even my time that I've been involved with the one-on-one scene, it's changed quite a bit. I get a message every day from a player saying like, hey, Coach Midrange, how do I get on the scene? And 6 months ago, it's like, just play games, just get content. But it does seem like it's kind of fundamentally changed little, like from what it was a year ago, or you started Street Stars with Scoob, and then like, what would your advice be now to a player that wants to get on the scene? Like, so let's say a player that played in a small college, doesn't have any content, they got 50 followers, and they live in Ohio. No, they live in it because Ohio has frigate facility. What if it was like Nebraska, and they're like, Mapp, how do I get on the scene? What do I do? What would your advice be?
Bro, I don't think it's changed. For people like that, it's the same, bro. You need content on your page. Like, I can show you 10 DMs that we got yesterday about the same question. Like, it's like, if you don't have any one's content, it's not gonna matter. Because the big names who have 5 contents, like, all right, bro, we know you're a bucket in 5. You've done good things, maybe to translate. But bro, if you have bad 5s content, it's not gonna matter. And it's like, it don't matter what state you're in, bro. There's somebody there who you can call and be like, bro, let's run some ones. You feel me? And traveling to another state is just something you got to do, bro.
Got to do.
Like, when we was on tour, bro, that was all out of pocket just to make the scene like grow. You feel me?
So how did that work? Did you have a vision that like, oh, the 1v1 scene is going to be huge, or was it more so, hey, this could be full-time for us?
No, we always wanted to turn one-on-one into boxing. Well, the main goal is to make
I guess
it a
for the
professional sport. So like
for the viewers, for people watching, when you say we, who's we? So
me, Scoob, Manny, 4-5. 4-5 used to be our cameraman. And so,
and
but initially though, it was just me and Scoob. Like our goal was to make one-on-one a professional sport, and we did that shit. That's why we don't do events no more, because our goal got accomplished. You feel me?
yeah. So do you think more people should do that?
Should do what?
Well, because YouTube was different back then. You could post a video, something like that, a 1v1, and get 100K easy. And plus the money from it was probably a little bit better. But you guys were just doing, like, you had to figure it out. So I'm not saying, oh, it was easier. I just mean, like, I can't tell someone to do that same thing and expect the same thing back. It's going to be a little bit tougher now because it's like the saturation. So do you think there's still validity in someone doing that? Like, hey, let's get 2 or 3 hoopers together and let's just travel around and play as many games as we can. Let's do this over the course of 3 months. Do you think there's validity in that? And that's a way that, do you think people need to do that?
Yeah, but it's like a personality thing, like in how you do it, right? Like if Scoob was Zay, no offense to Zay, but Zay doesn't talk. You feel me? Zay doesn't make it lit. You know what I'm saying? Like if Scoob wasn't Scoob, we wouldn't have done nothing that we did. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
Scoob, like he's fucking joking on camera. He's talking shit. We're vlogging. We got women. You know what I'm saying? It's like the videos were fun. Like people still comment on the new videos like, bro, I miss when y'all used to vlog before the game and vlog after the game. It's like, bro, that was entertainment. If Scoob was quiet or wasn't himself, then it wouldn't have gone nowhere, right? And like I hate to bring this point up, but Terry Hosley was doing one-on-ones on YouTube 11 years ago.
Yeah.
There's a
You
reason.
watched one of those games.
You said you did?
Yeah, with no fouls. First play was a tackle into the wall.
You know what I'm saying? And
No
it's
whistle.
like there's a reason why it took for Scoob to come on, for people to want to do it, because he made it fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it nobody else could have done it because they just not, you know what I'm saying?
So, and I guess this is kind of where I run into, though. I don't think that's normal. Like, I don't think a person can just do that. I think Frigga, I've said this a lot. I think TNC puts a lot of onus on the players and is like, just make content. I'm like, sounds good, but it's because you've seen Frigga do it, so you think that's normal. I'm like, that is not normal.
Yeah.
Like, the way Frigga thinks and then can also hoop and then understands big moments, like, oh, the game winner could be hit. Like, I'll just hit a game winner and get and ones. And it's like he understands content and hoop. But then you look at Scoob and it's the same thing. But what has Scoob done recently? Because now it's about winning.
Yeah.
And I feel like Scoob took the next step, whereas Frigga, I don't know if he ever got out of, he's still a content creator, whereas Scoob is a basketball player.
Yeah. Which is
do you feel like that?
The switch he made. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because it's like the Ball's Life, TNC, OTD, paying players good money to come hoop. We're not doing that. You feel me? Because like that wasn't our motto. Our motto was to simply get it to the point to where they're making money to live off of, and now we can do other things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
okay, so the content is a means to an end for some of these newer players. Then if you're a hooper and you're not on a platform or you're not playing full time, you're probably not that good. I hate to break it. You're probably not that good. And that's okay. So you better get good at content. You better get good at other things. Be good, be useful at something else. And then you can maybe get good at basketball. And I say that not saying people aren't that. I was in that same situation, right? Like, you're just not that good. You think you're good, you're just not that good. If you're not picked up on a team, you must not be that good. Because if you're that good, someone will find you. But if you can offer other things and then they bring you along and then you're playing and sparring with the best players. Again, Scoob, like the first video I saw of Scoob, it was him versus Roy.
Right. And mind you, that's
it's Caps
the
Nasty,
number one most viewed video on his page. The two
Yeah.
most viewed videos on his page are him losing. Number 1 is
Yeah.
Roy.
Is it Kel?
Number 2 is Kale.
Yeah, I've seen both of those.
Number 3 is Scar from Scar's first game ever on Free Smoke. Yep. And number 4 is Eugene.
Yeah. So for me, it was watching the Roy game, and I was like, I don't know if this guy's very good. He's a content creator. Scoop might be good, but he's a content creator. That's what I thought. That's what the YouTubers were. But then I watched him play Eugene, and I was like, oh, he can kind of hoop. Like, I know he lost that game, but I was like, oh, he can kind of hoop. That's what got me into the one-on-one space. I've told Scoop this too. I was like, man, I thought you, but it makes sense because he did used to be a YouTuber. Like, yes, he played college basketball, but to get his foot in the door and to make this thing go, it's like he had to learn content, had to learn how to sell himself and his personality. And then once he got his foot in the door and got the engine going, now it's like, hey, back to the thing I really wanted to do, which was be a basketball player. And when you watch him play now, it's like, it's basketball. It's not content. And when he played Frigmus, I only watched Frigmus like 4 months ago. I think I finally watched his game versus Rob. But he's walking in with the camera and he's laughing and joking. And I'm like, I've never seen Scoob like this, like since I've met him, obviously. But it is funny how now that we're having this conversation, I'm like, yeah, so I didn't realize it was a conscious decision to go from content to serious basketball.
And I guess it still makes content though, but the whole Black Ghost shit, that shit changed everything. Like before Black Ghost still doing content. You see, we still got the vlog page, but like when we first was doing it, people were mainly watching because of his personality, right? And for all the new people that are trying to make it, you also need a team, right? It's like,
yeah,
he wasn't doing it by himself. Like, it was me and him for a while, but then we also, Manny joined us on the third event because it was just me and him. And the first 3 events, Manny was helping out without us asking. You feel me? Like, he was setting up chairs, he was doing this, doing that, and it was like, all right. Him and Scoop been cool since forever, right? Like, I met Scoop in the 11th grade, I think. Like, my best friend would live around where they from, so he was always with him, and that's how I met Scoop. Like, I ain't just meet him for this. Like, we re-linked in 2020 because
y'all from Baltimore?
No, we're from PG County, Maryland, where the greatest basketball players ever are from, including Kevin Durant. So I don't know.
No, so but you were saying like they need a team, and I agree. I think that's something that's super underrated. Like watching those guys train together, I talked about this Zay's corner against LP, and the way that like everyone, like Manny's like bought in, everyone's bought in. Like again, you were talking about being like the camera guy, but I've worked with you as well, and we still have conversations all the time. You give me great ideas with content, or hey, you should talk about this. I think it'd be good. But it's like this stuff doesn't get done without, I always say it takes a village. So typically when you see someone do something really well, it's like, yeah, there's probably like a team there. And I think a lot of people just assume like, yeah, the reason, and again, it's not to take away from Scoob. It's like, yeah, Scoob got how he was by himself. And it's like, no, but like you invest in yourself, but you also got to invest in other people and also have other people invest in you. And I talk about this all the time with NBA players. People talk like NBA players just made it by themselves. I'm like, no, they had good coaches or they had someone looking out for them at some point. And I think to make it in this space, like it's so much easier when you have other people. Your talent can only take you so far. But if you've got 2 or 3 people with you that are also, how many guys do we see go to these events and then they go out and party and they show up to the event late or whatever, and then they lose a game and they never get seen again? And I'm like, man, these dudes were here at 6 a.m. getting up shots and working out. Like you're still getting in from the night before. Like that's you can't. How are you going to compete with these guys? So I think that stuff's super important. How do you go about like people finding a team, or what does that mean?
I mean, most people got friends, bro. You just gotta talk. You just gotta talk to them. No, I mean, like not everybody, but like most people. But then also, bro, people need jobs. You feel me? Like, so if you can offer a good deal, right? Like I wasn't even always the cameraman. I don't even really like shooting like that. I'm just good at it, right? So our old cameraman 4-5, he broke his neck in the pool, and that's the
Damn.
only reason why I picked up a camera, because it was like when I'm about to find somebody new, when I already do the editing and everything else. You feel me? So it's like I'm really here for the idea. That's the same thing I do with Balls Life and everybody else. Like I don't do I'm not holding the camera. I'm not doing nothing for them, bro. I'm coming up with the ideas. You feel me? Because everybody
Yeah.
needs an idea guy.
Yeah.
And if you not a creative person on your own, which 97% of people are not, like Frigga is one of them. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like Scoob is one of them. Like the tour, the first tour was Scoob's idea because we was like, bro, we're tired of people coming here. Like, what should we do? He's like, bro, let's just go on tour, all right? So the first stop was Kale. It was just him. Then we took Woog to the second stop in Philly. The worst trip probably I've ever had on the road, which is why we never do events in Philly anymore because they kind of put a sour taste in our mouth. Third stop was I think Jersey or something like that, and then we just built a card, right? And that was the first tour. Then the second tour was like, oh, let's do 2-on-2. So we tried to do 2-on-2. That's how Scoob and Bruce became friends. Scoob and Bruce don't know each other from a can of paint, but we did a tour stop in Montgomery County. Scoob and Bruce was teammates. Every other game was like uncompetitive. It was like, bro, fuck the twos, bro. This is not competitive. Let's go back to ones. And then we went back to a ones tour, right? So it's like trying stuff. Like we shot a whole commercial with a cliffhanger for the twos video to transfer from ones to twos just to try it out.
Yeah.
And it ain't work. And then we went back to ones. He says, explain the Eugene situation. We need your perspective. Bro, listen, bro. Nas didn't trust no wire fee, so he didn't want to play the game. And Scoob, as a businessman, instead of losing the sponsorship money that we had, he played the game because 2 other games didn't happen. His game didn't happen, some other game didn't happen. So it was like, do we give the sponsors and the fans 2 games, or just Scoob be a businessman and play Eugene? And that's what happened. So that's just.
I think that was explained pretty well in Dev's documentary.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. In Judgment Day one, they talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was explained pretty well.
Yeah.
I think people just trying to get even. Is there something that we don't know? Mapp, is there something else?
There's everything that happened in that situation.
Scoob hates Nas. What? Is that what you? What? They're beefing? What?
He said, I think Nas would have got his money, maybe, but Nas has been cut before with people not.
I will say, like, these are those types of scenarios where you have to understand, like, everyone handles business different.
Exactly.
This is like the LP and Steven Jackson thing. I gave both sides of it, not because I think one is right or one is wrong, but like you have to understand people. Nas saying he doesn't trust the wire transfer or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I have you ever been to college and someone tried to give you gas money and they're like, I'll wire transfer you, and you have this one guy go like, no, we don't trust wire transfers, and then another guy being like, I'll take, well, I don't care. Everyone's different. So the fact that Nas did that, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense to me. But then the fact that Eugene was like, I'm not showing up with 5,000 or whatever it was, like, he's from freaking Chicago.
Because he got robbed before.
He's from Chicago. Why would you ever go anywhere with 5K in someone else's play? So it's like, I completely see both sides, but sometimes you have to like look for a solution. And that's why I said, I appreciate people like Scoob. There's 1,000 reasons not to do something, but sometimes you got Nike, you got to just do it. So the fact that Scoob's like, I'll play and I'll sort it out, like, or Gary, Indiana, my bad. But saying, again, I'm from Oklahoma. Okay. All those places are the same thing. Baltimore and PG County, same place. Chicago, Gary, Indiana, same place. So it's the same for, sometimes you just got to make things happen. And like sometimes it was like when LP and Joseph Lewis thing happened. If I'm Joseph Lewis, I think I won the game. If I'm LP, I think I won the game. But at some point, I really wish LP would have just came back and played the game. And then we wouldn't have to have that cliffhanger. So anyways, there's those situations. I always try to give both sides and then be like, now it's up to someone to like actually fix it. I wanted to ask you about just quickly. So I have to go in about 10 minutes, but I wanted to ask you about traveling around. You were saying if players now, new players especially, but I think it probably goes to that mid-range player, coach mid-range, the mid-tier player. You have to be willing to like bet on yourself. I don't mean like Bejan bet on yourself with actual money, but like you got to be willing to like travel to some platforms and play. You got to be willing to take a lower fee sometimes or play for free sometimes, because that getting a video of you playing a 1v1, especially if you can get it on a reputable platform, I feel like that's the gold. If you can get 4 or 5 of those built up, I think that's more important than staying at home and waiting for a platform to reach out to you. And again, as a player, that's how I got onto my college team, was I drove around and tried out for a bunch of different colleges. I got cut my first year, and I well, not cut, but he said I would never play for him. He's like, you can come back. I was like, no, thanks. But I just traveled around to a bunch of different colleges and got my scholarships that way. I got offered different places, but I'm like, my friends didn't want to go with me. A lot of people don't like going and doing that because it's uncomfortable, but that's how I got onto other colleges. Go and try out, figure it out. What's your thoughts on that?
Think so. Like, this scene is not for everybody, right? A one-on-one is not for everybody, right?
Yep.
But for those who are, bro, it's not even about going to play on other platforms, travel to other platforms, bro. There's 50,000 people who are trying to run the ones. You can literally just find somebody to play, take a camera, edit it, post it, right? And you don't even need no big camera. Like, bro, the iPhone, bro, 4K, 60 frames per second. That's all you need, bro. Like, editing the game is easy, right? Like, and to be honest, I think 99% of people who play can edit their own games. Like, people don't know.
Yeah.
A ton of Scoob games early on, he wanted to edit himself just so he could learn how to do it, right? Like, and it's like, even just iPhone footage, like, bro, that's gonna get you somewhere because you can go viral, right? Like the dude Deuce, bro, he been shooting funny ones, or just not even ones content, bro. He's just
him with his friends playing some form of basketball.
You fit, yeah, doing something, bro. Just showing that you are good. Like, it's not hard, but I feel like people just, you can't wait, bro. You just gotta go. And a ton of people live in places where, bro, you can just go to LA Fitness, like, bro, check out, bro. People got friends. You feel me? Like, bro, just call your friend, like, bro.
It was just Mother's Day. Could have played your mom for the ones.
Bro, dude, it's like,
Mom,
bro,
all it takes
is one video. Like, just one video for Davo or AK or Scotty to see and be like, oh, okay, we need him. You feel me? Like, I don't know if you've seen this white dude that's doing like a road to TNC little series. And he posts a ones game literally every day, bro. Like, he goes to LA Fitness, he finds somebody like a friend or something, and then he posts it. And it's like road to TNC day one. He's been doing that for like 3 months, right? And he gonna get on there. He's gonna map what camera would you recommend for middle of the pack channel. It just depends on your budget. Like,
what were those little DJIs we were talking about?
The Pocket 3. I wouldn't get the Pocket 3. You're better for basketball content. You're better off using your phone than a Pocket 3. Like, because, bro, if we're being honest, I get more views shooting on the court with my phone than any of the videos do. right?
You know Peter McKinnon?
Nope.
He does YouTube, but he was like a big camera film guy. He was one of the like original really big channels. But he talked about that a few years ago, especially now the way it's going. He's like, people actually prefer shooting on a camera. He's like shooting on a phone sometimes.
Bro,
He's
yeah.
like, I've got the most expensive camera gear and I've got the best production. I understand color grading and whatever. He's like, but there's a lot of times where I have to scale back and just shoot off of my phone
Yeah.
because people see it and it looks more real. So yeah, I don't think you need a crazy expensive camera.
You dumb, bro. Like if you can get one, like if you can spend like 1,000, between 1,000 and 2,000, because people don't know, like the camera is like that's like a third of the battle, bro. You need a lens, you need a mic, you need you know what I'm saying? Like
And
you need
the
stuff to
lens is going to be
go.
the
Like, bro, when I got the FX30, the FX30 was like 1,800. The lens itself was 900. I'm like, bro, this is half the camera, and I don't even have a mic. You feel me? Like,
I got the Sony A7S III, and same thing. It was like 2,000, and the lens was like 1,000 by itself.
all right, and that's a great camera right there, like a great camera. Like, but as long as it has 4K 60 frames, bro, you good.
Yeah,
But it's about like what the quality look like, right? Like, because if you'll see, not to throw them out there, but um, like a grease factory, if you see whoever's shooting that don't know about lighting and
they're shooting
coloring.
it in like S-Log without
I don't know what they're shooting it with, but when it comes out on camera, it's not
it's all
that
the
good.
colors
You know
drained
what
and
I mean?
everything. Yeah,
Right. But I'm sure like a June's League probably got the same kind of camera, but it's clear. You feel me? So
yeah, yeah. I bought that camera like 8 years ago, maybe. Yeah, long time ago. It was stupid expensive. But yeah, it's probably just the lens is going to run you whatever. Lenses, they'll always keep coming out with new ones and make them more expensive. But you can get you can just get like a used lens, used like kit. You'll be fine.
He says, how much for an event with top tier productions like those OTD TNC events? Well, both of them pay a bag for like their hosts, especially Davo. Like Davo pays a actual company that does live streams for like Grammys and shit.
Oh, you mean it's more? Oh, my
He
bad.
pays a bag. Like, but you can also go like the streamer route, which is get the streamer backpack, and that could work too. But you need like switcher, and like it takes a team, you feel me? So it's like, can you pay the people to work the stuff? Can you pay to get the stuff? Like, right, like he said, Davo said 10K. I believe him, bro. I wish I had still had the video of the production, bro. It looked like they were in a music production studio.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's a crazy setup.
bro, 6 screens, 6 people working, a bunch of switches, a bunch of everything. Like, I couldn't even charge my phone because all of the plugs were taken up by their production stuff. You feel me? But like, the dude that does Nas stuff, he has like a laptop and a switcher and some mics. You feel me? And if it wasn't for him being new, Nas joints would be perfect, but he ain't got enough skin in the game yet. Right? So just depends, bro. But I don't think most new people should be doing live. I don't think any new platforms should be doing live streams. I think they all should be doing YouTube.
I agree. I think just put them on YouTube because for one, you get that revenue over time. It's not a
Yeah.
lot, but if you're a small platform, every little bit helps. But then you can always film it live like what Pure Ones did. You can always just have a phone and film it and just be like, hey, our actual event is going to be on the YouTube videos, but for anyone that wants to watch, we'll just do this. No one really cares that we're watching it from a phone from the crowd and it's being shaken back and forth because that's not what the real production is. But when you spend thousands and thousands of dollars on production and then it also still doesn't look good, it's like it would have been better just to pay thousands of dollars more to players, get better players, and then just record it and then upload those videos later.
Exactly. Like that's why I'll be working with TSF. He asked me like, bro, should I do a live this time? Should I do a live this time? I'm like, bro, no. Like take the live and throw it out your brain, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's a reason ever for
Like,
lives.
bro, unless you are the big dogs who can afford to pay the players and do a perfect live and do it, you know what I'm saying? Like, because all three, BIL, OTD, TNC, they all got sponsors. Like, and these sponsors pay good, right?
Yep.
Which is also for the smaller channels, like, bro, not a smaller channel, but the players. Bro, you get enough views on your joints, bro, sponsors gonna come like that, right? Like when Scoob played Hitman, right? The day before that, he played Amir simply because we had an ad to do, right? So 2,500 for a 30-second ad to put in a video where he won $1,000 to go did play the next day for a fee and also get the Hitman game, which did 300K views, which also made $4,500. You know what I'm saying? So like you add that up in 2 days, and that don't even include the Bullseye contract. You know what I'm saying? Like the pay-per-view, none of that. So it's like between the people that are signed on BLLTD, bro, the work they put in, bro, now they making over 100K just off the contracts, right? Like,
yeah, but again, a lot of people think that you can just show up and get a contract, but it's like, man, the amount that Nas has built up to deserve like whatever he's getting paid, it's like because so much went into it
exactly.
that now he can expect this, but also when he gets this, he's still expected to like, hey, Nas, keep doing the thing. So now he's calling out Austin Rivers, he's calling out Archie. Like, look at all the buzz. As much as people want to hate on Nas, look at all the buzz the one-on-one scene is getting over the past couple months. Nas ain't even playing. he's not even playing, but look at all the eyes he's generating on the space. So it's like that stuff goes into it too. And I actually didn't realize how smart he was with that until the Austin Rivers situation happened, until the Archie thing happened. And I was like, oh, okay. He similar to what we just said about Scoob. He knows there's more than just playing basketball. There's like a villain arc, content arc. There's like a little bit more that goes into those. I'm gonna have to go soon, but we definitely got to do these talks more often.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I think there's like so many more questions. Huh?
Say whenever you don't scam me, then
hey, yeah, I forgot to tell y'all. So anyone in the chat doesn't know, Mapp is the first person that tried to send me an OnlyFans link. That was crazy. Crazy, right? Crazy. Hey, Mapp, you got disconnected. Something happened. You got disconnected.
All right.
End it, bro. End it, bro. I have proof. Yeah, airdrop got proof.
Day says, yeah, I think it's not necessarily bad quality, just bad production.
Yeah, June. Yeah, they're talking about June's League's cameras.
Mapp just like Freaky B. All right. Just
hey, yeah, you were there. You were there. You shot his content.
So we could build his page. And we got a King of the Court coming out in like a day or two with Bejan, Pep, Drexler Jr., and D-Baby.
Okay. And that's on Bejan's page?
Yeah, it's gonna be on Bejan's page. Yeah, that Drexler dude, he can actually play some one-on-one.
Nice. He's the one in the big three, right?
Yeah, he can actually bump. And when I said, oh, he's actually quite Drexler's son, I said, oh yeah, bro, we get him for one game. I feel like that's a good title.
Yeah, I'm down, man. All right, well, yeah, let's definitely catch up again. I still got a lot of questions and always more stuff to ask. So let's do like next week or something.
Yep, I'm down whenever.
Well, I mean, next week's gonna be busy. So if we got time, we'll do
it. Because
I forgot next week's gonna be crazy.
We leave for Nas event on the 21st, and I don't think we come back until the 28th, but then right after that is OTD
OTD.
for a couple
All right,
days.
well, let's just catch up after all that, and we'll just like debrief on everything and whatever.
Yeah, because what day is that?
It's the 30th, but then it's three across 3 days. So I'm gonna be gone for like a wee 5 days probably.
Yeah, we both gonna be super out of there. So, because if anything, we can catch up the day before it all starts.
Yeah, if we got time, let's do that. And we can. Yeah. All right. Cool, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Before I go, if y'all want to get on the scene, bro, just DM me or join the Discord because I'm in all the Discords. So,
what, TNC, Ballers Life, OTD? Probably Ballers.
I'm in everything. Ballers Life, OTD, TNC, MBD. If you in any of those, I mean, I'm in your Discord too. So if y'all need help,
just join any Discord ever. And Mapp is there.
Discord, bro. I'm
Tag Mapp, and he got you. Don't do the OnlyFans Discord. That one, like,
stay away from.
Get out of there. Stay away from there. Get out of there.
Cheese talking about some lies. Shut up, Cheese.
All right, man. Well, yeah, we'll probably catch up later today, anyways. But then, yeah, appreciate you being on. We'll have Airdrip edit this to get us like 5 videos out of this, and then probably 1 million views. I'm thinking probably 1 million views at least.
If we do 1 million, then we can play 1-on-1.
1-on-1 from the elbow going to one dribble.
Bro, I'm gonna cook
one
you.
Dribble, half a dribble.
I'm gonna cook you.
All right, man.
All right, bro.
All right. That was dope. All right, chat. What do you guys think of that? That was a long conversation today. It was a good conversation. We got to cover all 3 events. We got to talk about some things afterwards as well, how Street Stars kind of got going and advice for newer players on the scene. So give them the DQ treatment. Yeah. Rob versus Daquan. 90% of earning taken by Street Stars every time. Every time. That's how they get you. DMV versus Toronto. No, I actually have to go today. In stream. I usually end at 3 anyways, but I've actually got to go in like 5 minutes. So we're ending stream today, but tomorrow, guys, tomorrow is a massive stream. It actually might just be a longer stream tomorrow in general. Might start earlier. I might just go later. No, I don't know. Tomorrow is just going to be a massive stream. I got 4 games I would like to cover, but I also have an interview tomorrow. So we got 5 things that need to get done tomorrow. But yeah, other than that, I don't think I have anything. You guys, y'all about to be crazy busy. Yeah, it's going to be wild. But yeah, if you missed any of this, please go back and watch the beginning of the stream. We covered all 3 platforms, but I'll get those videos out anyways, edit those up and get those out tomorrow and over the next couple of days. But yeah, looking forward to the next few weeks of basketball that we have, because we have some really good events. It's almost 6 over here. Yeah, it's just now 2:40 p.m. over here. I'm late. See you tomorrow. See you at 88. See you guys. And I don't have anything else. You guys take care.